Hello everyone! How are you doing today? Today I'm super excited because we're going to be doing Cyno's second story quest! Yay! As you can see, I have a lot of Cyno's friends with us. I don't have Cyno, or all of them, but I do have Tainari and Conde and Kave with us. And apparently, Cyno and all of his friends are supposed to be showing up in his second story quest, which is great. And of course, ever since Yoimiya got her second story quest, and I kind of like, now characters who are not the Archons can get a no yawning either second story quest. I definitely thought Cyno would be a great candidate for a second story quest because, in his character story, in the profile, and in his previous story quest, it goes over a lot about, say, his time in the academia, his time as the General Mahamudra, and his ideals about justice. But it doesn't really delve much into his past, which is a bit interesting because we know that he has the special electro powers, the powers of Hermanubis. You know, when he has like the wolf form and he's like floating in the air and he uses that during his attacks. We only got bits and pieces of knowledge about that from, I think it was the Wind Bloom Festival when he was talking with Lisa, and something about, he got those powers when he was young, but was taken in by Cyrus, his mentor. It's kind of like an adoptive parent to him almost. And just, a little bit about how he came to live in Sumeru City instead of the desert. But beyond that, we don't know much about him. And so I'm very excited for us to learn more about his background. And also, there's supposed to be another new character we're going to be meeting as well. So I'm super excited. Of course, we all love Cyno for being, super funny. And I don't think anything's gonna change in that front. That's for sure. So yeah, without further ado, we can get this. And one story key to unlock Cyno's story was Oathkeeper, Lupus Aureus chapter, Act 2. The mysterious letter. You and Paimon return to Sumeru to visit some local friends. Go to the academia. Yeah, I'm just so excited for us to...
We haven't seen our Sumeru friends for a while now.
I know, right?
Paimon wonders how they're doing. Let's go to Sumeru City and catch up with them.
I know, I feel like we made such good friends with all of our Sumeru friends. And especially this group of friends we're going to be hanging out with. I'm super excited to see what happens. Of course, we have a lot of big connections up in the academia. Cyno, Tainari, Kave, Alhaitham, also Layla, Farazan, Wanderer, all of the, all of the Inter-Darshan Championship people, and of course Nahida too. But yeah, why is it not navigating this? Please tell me where I need to go. I desperately need help. Friends! Let us catch up with friends.
Wow, the academia sure is busy during the day.
As it always is. Okay, let's see.
But where should we go looking for people that we know?
I mean... Oh, hi, Cyno!
Paimon.
Hi!
Cyno! It's been so long since we last saw
I
you!
really feel like it's been forever. You were like in every update for like the first few updates you were in, and we got so used to just, Cyno and his sense of justice, but also, of course, even more powerful, his sense of humor and his love of card games. Anyway, how are you doing? You look like you've been keeping well. Really feels like it's been forever.
Welcome back to Sumeru City.
Thank you.
I'm delighted to meet you again.
Same here.
So, what brings you back here?
To visit, of course.
Nothing in particular. Paimon just saw a really big mushroom out on the road the other day and suddenly missed all our friends in Sumeru.
That's all it takes. And we can come back here whenever we want, so we may as well check in on our friends.
We were reminiscing about you recently too. It was at a group dinner. I look forward to hearing about your travels. Something tells me we must have a lot to catch up on.
I hope so.
Really? You were thinking of us too? What a
Aww.
coincidence!
Indeed. Or as I call it, the biryani factor.
Oh my gosh, you mentioned that last time. I don't remember what it was.
You really want me to say the rest?
That's right.
It's always rice to meet stew again.
Oh, darn, he said it.
He said it. He said it to Tainari last time too at the championship. I can't believe that was more than a year ago now. Was that the last time we saw him? No, the last time we saw Cyno was at the card game championship. I win the bet time on time to pay up.
You like that one, huh?
I do.
You must if you remember it after all this time. Admit the truth. You have long been in awe of my razor-sharp wit.
I have.
Alright, here's your 500 Mora.
Yay! Thanks, Cyno. Feels good to hit the jackpot. Thanks, Paimon. Feels good to hit the jackpot. I love my funny friends.
You're exaggerating. It's only 500 Mora.
Yeah, it's true.
Hey, 500 Mora is still a lot.
He spent $1 million Mora trying to buy a card off from
right.
Kaveh.
I'll treat you to some desserts later.
Oh, you don't have to, but thank you.
I'm actually investigating a case right now. My mind is focused on work, which is why I didn't complete the joke at first.
Well, you did complete it, though.
A case?
Okay, what's the case? What's happening?
Nothing major. But after finding out who was involved, I decided, on reflection, to handle this one myself.
Ooh, okay.
Need any help? We only came here to hang out, so we've got the time. You may as well take us with you, and then when you're done, we can, you know.
Nyum, 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 nyum.
Such enthusiasm. Are you worried I'll forget about treating you to some sweets if you're not around to remind me?
What? No! Alright, was it really that obvious?
Obvious enough. Still, that's a fine idea. You are the heroes of Sumeru.
Yeah.
It makes perfect sense to work together.
We love working with Cyno.
Follow me.
Alright. We're part of the gang again. Lupus, Aureus, Chapter Act 2, Oathkeeper. Yes. Alright. No, don't start another world quest. I'm not ready for that. There's too many things going on.
Do you see him? The old man flailing around?
I see him.
Oh, is he the one you wanted to talk to about the case?
Looks quite passionate about what he was
Correct.
talking about.
His name is Cyrus.
I
A former
see.
Spontamod sage. He taught both me and Lisa.
I see.
Huh? Cyno's teacher is in trouble?
It's ridiculous. I'm just an old man who enjoys a spot of gardening, shopping, and wine. What sort of person targets an old retiree?
I know, right?
Professor, I've brought some friends.
Hello, nice to meet you. We heard a lot about you. Oh, okay, goodbye.
Ah, Cyno. Now who do we have here?
Hello.
Hold on, let me think. A flying fairy dressed in white? A youth who does not seem to hail from this land?
That's
My
us.
goodness. You must be the legendary traveler in Paimon. I've heard all about what you've done for Sumeru.
Aw.
Wow, looks like we're really
Yeah,
famous.
sounds like we're pretty famous.
I've told him about you before. You are my friends, after all.
Yes, friends. Glad to meet you, sir. We are here to help Cyno.
That's right. Let me summarize the situation.
Okay, summarize
A
it.
couple of days ago, Professor Cyrus suddenly received a threat letter.
Oh no! That's
A
not
threat
good.
letter?
That's not good at all.
Exactly. Who sends a threat letter to an old man like me, for goodness
But
sake?
why? Was there any sort
This
of
is the letter in
indication
question.
of a motive? I guess we're gonna have to read it.
Cyrus, I have uncovered your secret. If you wish to prevent it from going public, leave 10 million Mora at the back door of the cafe.
That's a lot of more.
Secondly, don't come looking for me. You'll never find me. But I will always be watching you and all of your secrets. Finally, if you dare to report this to the mantra, There will be
If you
consequences.
dare to report this to the Matra. But if anybody knows Cyrus, they should know that he knows Cyno, and therefore, you know, it's gonna get reported.
Wow, they sure didn't mince their words.
Nope, not at all.
Clearly, this person must be desperate for Mora.
10 million more. What a joke.
But that doesn't seem like a full
I'm just
motive.
a single retiree with nothing to my name beyond the tomatoes in my garden.
Oh, but then
What do
why did
people
they
think I'm
target
hiding
you?
10 million more, huh? And my tomatoes?
Why did they target
There were
you?
no witnesses, so currently the letter is all we've got. So, Traveler, Paimon, let's put our heads together.
I'm ready where you are.
Paimon's ready too.
Super ready!
All right, take a look. Do you see anything suspicious?
On the letter or the area? Oh, here we go. Suspicious. There's stains on some of the borders. I'm not sure if that's just the way, paper or parchment looks. The writing, the first line takes up the full line length, and then the next few lines are on the right side, as if, but most of the time, actually wait, in Sumeru do they write starting from right to left or left to right? But still, it feels weird that there's a little gap on the left of the last 4 lines that in the body, right? Also, what's the symbol? Okay, the symbol is probably what you wanted me to notice first, not the lines. But I think it's odd that whether you're writing from left to right or right to left, why is there a gap there, but there's no sort of image or picture in the body where you seem to be writing the text around it? Okay, but the symbol is probably what you want. From Cyno's description, it sounds like the threat letter didn't come in an envelope. It was simply written on a crude piece of paper and left for Cyrus to find. The paper, the ink?
Very good. The paper has a rather rough texture.
Yeah, as I know, it's kind of
not
stained.
the typical kind you see in most books.
Okay.
Another thing is, some of these strokes look kind of blurry. Could there be an issue with the ink?
Maybe.
Possibly. And I bet the paper has something to do with it.
Okay.
Most of the paper around here is much smoother than this, and the ink is absorbed quickly so it doesn't run. This paper, meanwhile, it's very coarse-grained, almost as if it's made from some sort of plant matter.
I mean, I think
It's
all
certainly
paper is
not the
made
same
from
paper
plant
as we
matter,
use in the
but yes, it's
academia.
different.
But the ink is nothing special. Just regular black ink that gets a blue tinge when applied to paper.
Okay.
So do we think the culprit has a connection with the academia or not?
Even if they do, that
Check this out. Looks like this part got wet at some
it
point.
doesn't.
Agreed.
That doesn't narrow it down
The
a whole
staining
lot.
suggests it was a colored liquid, not plain water.
Yeah, like coffee.
It also looks like it was
It
wiped
kind of
off
looks like
with
a
damp
coffee
cloth.
spill.
A colored liquid. So, tea?
Or tea.
Wine?
Looks like we're thinking along similar lines. Let's go talk to Aureus. There are some things I'll need him to take care of.
Tea. Nope. Where did Cyrus go? Well, he's probably gonna come with us. Alright, it seems like we're getting right into a very serious case indeed. Well, there's always something interesting with Cyno. Never a dull moment, whether it's work or fun. But now it's serious time. Okay, what are we doing here in the library?
Aureus. Ah, there he is.
Hello, Aureus.
Mahamatra Cyno. Sir Cyrus. Ah, and the Traveler and Paimon. It's been a while.
Hello. You were from Cyno's first story quest, I think, right?
As such, I'm inclined to believe that the culprit in this case is a student at the academia. Somebody young and strapped for cash.
But I thought that,
One last thing. I'd start
The
your
paper is not
investigation
like
by
the paper
taking a
used
look
at
at
the
the cafes
academia.
in the city.
okay.
Oh, of course! You think the culprit spilled their coffee on the ladder, huh?
Yes.
They do look like coffee stains to me.
You know, that's just
Also,
the classic
if I'm not
stain. It's just
mistaken,
coffee.
The letter is written on a type of scented paper that has aromatics added during the manufacturing process.
Oh,
The
interesting.
kind often provided as writing material for customers in cafes and taverns.
Oh.
Of course. Yes, like they sell in the gift shops. I remember now. Zaha Hadid bought some a while back. She said she was going to use it as wrapping paper for a vase.
Understood. I'll assemble a team to investigate the points of interest immediately.
Awesome.
You have my gratitude.
One last thing. Send some Matra to guard the entrances and exits of Sumeru City. And change into plain clothes. Don't let them see you coming.
What are they looking for,
Will do.
though? It's kind of hard to tell them to guard the entrances and exits where you're not telling them what to look for. Unless they know.
Great thinking, Cyno. So, where do we think the culprit's at right now?
I doubt they'd go back to the cafe.
Yeah, they've probably been lying low at home waiting to see how Cyrus reacts.
This has to be a person that can... Are they, like...
You're right, Paimon.
Can they retaliate?
Really?
If Cyno...
Which
If not Cyno, Cyrus
The
doesn't
culprits
pay up,
approach.
can they
Whatever
retaliate?
happens, they need this Mora. But just because they warned Professor Cyrus not to go to the Matra, doesn't mean they know what he'll do next.
Other than the fact that
So,
he directly
like
went
you
to the
said,
matcha.
They need to wait and see.
Wait and see.
And crucially, the culprits said they'd be watching the professor's every move.
Huh? Wait, are you saying...
I noticed he was eyeing somebody back there. Huh? Oh.
Found you!
Oh, found. Okay, that was actually easy.
What are you doing?
You're being
You wrote the threat
you're
letter.
being arrested.
I don't know what you're talking about. What threat
Look,
letter?
Cyno's never
I
wrong.
sensed someone was watching us from the shadows the moment we entered the House of Dana. You managed to stay relatively well hidden for someone reckless enough to threaten Professor Cyrus.
Oh, he's angry now.
There are a lot of people
He said,
here.
Cyno's
We
never
were looking
wrong.
Specifically for Arav. Whoever followed us the whole way was likely to be the culprit.
I was just listening in, that's all. You know
Well,
something
you've
big's
been
going
found
down
out
when
now.
Cyno shows up, right? So I got a little
Too
curious.
curious.
What's the big
You
deal?
should know anything Cyno's
smiled
involved in
when
is
Arav
too
left.
dangerous.
I saw it as clear as day.
Oh,
Is smiling a crime now?
There are coffee stains on the letter. You mixed some coffee with water, gently smeared it onto the paper, then wiped it off with a wet cloth.
he's angry now.
All to create the impression that the letter was written at a cafe. Closing off the exits to the city doesn't affect you, because you already live here. And as long as the Matra were focused on the
Oh,
cafes,
he used reverse
you would be free
psychology
from
to
scrutiny.
throw off the
The
eavesdropper.
cafe was a red herring all along. You had to be somewhere where you could monitor the professor's movements.
Get him, Cyno!
You can't pin this on me. I haven't done anything.
Oh, you're getting awfully
Really?
defensive.
Then why are you shaking like a leaf?
Yeah.
The innocent have no reason to fear the Matra. But you, your heart's racing, and your eyelids are twitching. You're a terrible
That's
liar.
right.
I would
And
never...
we know that Cyno's never wrong.
Don't try anything or you'll pay the price. Now come with me.
Great work, Cyno! Well, that was easy. Alright, story quest done now.
It was over quickly. Cyno
I
already
know,
caught the
right?
guy.
Case closed.
You're telling me. One minute I go out for a quick smoke, the next minute I see Arav already
That was
on his way
actually
back to meet up with
genius.
Cyno. Looked like a young guy, too. Couldn't have been much more than 30. But after what he's done, I'm afraid he's ruined
Okay,
his whole future.
so how can this
Everyone, it's all
possibly
over.
get worse from here, this story?
Gosh, that was so
That was so fast!
The culprit's name is Raka, a 16-year-old student in the Ratawe Star
Okay.
Shard.
Huh?
Huh?
16? Cyrus thought he looked 30
Yeah, wait a minute.
We checked his records. He's 16, a third-year student.
You're 16 and already in university?
But he looks so old.
Yeah,
He's
seriously.
30 year? Wouldn't that mean he was started when he's like 13?
This child. He's too young for the criminal life. What the devil drove him down
There's
this
more
path?
to this than meets the eye,
When I
than
questioned
just from
the
that
culprit
alone.
regarding his motives, he,
Oh, just spit it out. Nothing can surprise
Oh,
me
don't
at
say
this
that,
point.
bro.
very well. It's our understanding that Araka is a mediocre student who has been underperforming in his classes. He started taking extra tutoring to improve his grades, but developed a gambling habit around the same time and lost a lot of mora.
Oof.
Down on his luck, he went to the tavern for a drink and overheard some people chatting about Sir Cyrus's comfortable retirement. They mentioned that he's always arguing about his tomato plants with some old woman on the street.
The lady from Kave's hangout.
Some old woman on the street? Goodness gracious. Has that rascal attended a single one of his classes? That old woman is Kasharwar's very own professor, Zaha Hadi. How can he not know who Zaha Hadi is?
Is this going
Yeah.
somewhere?
Oh, right, yes.
You're retired and she
So
isn't?
another thing, we don't
But
just
yeah, she was
argue
from
about tomato
Kave's
plants.
hangout.
What are they trying to insinuate by comfortable retirement? A man grows a few vegetables and suddenly he's living
Oh
a life
no, we
of
just came from
luxury?
Fontaine. We know that
Maybe it's more the
rumors
fact that
just
you have
take
the time
off.
to grow vegetables in the first place.
Araka mentioned he'd heard a rumor, alleging that Sir Cyrus illegally obtained a large sum of money from the desert before retiring and kept it for himself instead of reporting it to the academia.
Hmm.
Araka believes this money to be the reason why Sir Cyrus hasn't kept up with any academic research or other projects since his retirement. And given your advanced age, he thought you'd be an easy target
Well,
to
he was
blackmail.
wrong.
Oh, Araka. I'm at a loss for words. I'm so angry I don't know where to start.
Oof.
People make up rumors all
Yeah.
the time.
We came from
I'm
Fontaine.
quite
That's
confident that
it's
Professor
a thing.
Cyrus has never embezzled a mora in his life.
Yes.
Arav, you'll have to find some excuse to interrogate Araka again later. I need you to deliver a few firm fistfuls to him on my
No,
behalf.
he's already going to prison.
I completely understand
I
how
don't.
you
Yeah,
feel,
I
Sir
don't think we
Cyrus,
don't need to get
but I'm afraid
physical
that course of
here.
action goes
Just,
against the
just
Matra's
keep
principles.
questioning him.
Professor, there's no need to be childish about this.
Oh, come on. I was clearly joking.
Yeah?
Okay. Where does this go from here?
The academia will determine the appropriate disciplinary action against the student. And as for the individuals spreading rumors about the professor's obsession with tomatoes and some old woman on the street, there could be a slander case here. The Matra will continue to investigate.
I do. Yes, the slander case should be taken really seriously if it's led to something like this. However, I'm amazed that somehow people have turned rumors about an old guy farming tomatoes and arguing with his neighbors into news. Like, this just sounds like normal things. Like, why who was able to spin this rumor into like something that wants to be able to do, encourages people to do crime?
Who said I'm obsessed with some old woman on the street? Mind your wording or you'll start a whole new rumor.
Yeah, exactly.
You seem confused. Oh, don't you understand?
No.
Uraka is just a young boy who made a very rash and very stupid decision based on some groundless rumor he heard. Besides, I didn't
Okay.
actually hand over any mora to him.
Yeah,
The whole thing sounds a lot worse than it is.
true. I'm suspicious of the fact that he looks older than he is in the records. Usually it's the other way around.
All it costs me is a little reputational damage. That's all.
Please rest assured, Professor, that the academia will issue a fair and reasonable punishment.
Yeah.
Yes, I have no doubt about that.
And we know, with Cyno at
But
the
as a
helm,
former educator,
everything's gonna be
I'd
okay.
still like to have a serious conversation with the boy's parents. Their family lives in the city, yes?
Well, do we know that?
Correct.
Okay, apparently we do know that.
We looked into the family. Both parents are merchants and they're often away on business. They've never taken much of an active role in their children's lives.
Okay,
Oh, what a mess.
what a mess. I probably...
You don't have
Also-
to seal the evidence away yet, do you? I'd like to have that letter back for the time being, if possible. I need something concrete for when I talk to the family tonight.
Are they
We
in
have to
town?
show
We
them
haven't
how
established
serious
that
the
yet.
situation is.
The relevant authorities have already reviewed the evidence and are now discussing Araka's punishment. You can hold on to the letter for now. Just make sure to return it within a couple of days.
Okay, we got a couple of days to do this.
So you'll be able to close the case in 2 days.
Give or take. Cases like this are quick
We
to
got
resolve.
an efficient system in place,
Very
it seems.
good. Well, thank you for all your help. Perhaps we can all go for a meal
Aw.
together. Oh, my treat, of
Everybody
course.
wants to treat us to a
My
meal since we
apologies,
came
Sir
back here.
Cyrus, but I have a prior commitment. Enjoy the meal, everyone.
Okay.
Ah, I see. Well, that's a pity. But Cyno, you have to come. You found the culprit at record speed, and I owe you for that. Ah, and isn't Tighnari in town at the moment?
Oh,
Bring him along, too.
Tighnari's around.
Wait, you mean Tighnari's in the city?
Tighnari's in the
He
city?
is. Tighnari's master, Sir Nephis, called him and Kale to the
And
Academia to
Kale!
help out on a project. They should be at Nephis's office at this hour. Though I must say, I'm surprised you're extending an invitation to Tighnari. Did you do something to offend Sir Nephis?
No, no.
Don't be outrageous. Nephis offends me all the time. It's never the other way around. Anyway, hurry up and fetch Tighnari.
Nah.
I'll head over
He
to
just
the
needs to
tavern
invite
Traveler
Tighnari,
and
so
Pylon.
that way,
See you there. Go on now. Don't keep us waiting.
for the completeness of the set of people we have here. Come to the second floor of Lombad's Tavern. You know what? I'm getting very suspicious. It kind of seems like that was an incredibly quick resolution, wasn't it? We found the culprit. We're already going for the victory dinner already. We're already going to the tavern. I know it's like us and then Tighnari and Kale and probably some other friends too. We seem to have gone very quickly with that. Surely nothing bad's gonna happen at this tavern. / no super important information is gonna get dropped here at the tavern. I suspect the conversation with the culprit's parents is not going to go very well, if it goes at all. Yay! Friends!
Not to brag, but we never had problems like this at Ratawa Hist back when I was still teaching. And if you don't want to take my word for it, you can ask them. They were students at the time. They'll tell you what it was like, won't they?
I was out in the forest at least 4 days a week back then, thanks to a colossal workload from Master. It wrought havoc on my poor tail, so I didn't exactly keep up to date with what was going on at the Academia.
Field work.
Most of what I know, I heard from Cyno after the fact.
Professor's become a lot more laid back in his retirement. He used to be far stricter, and was especially known for being extremely principled.
Wow. It's hard enough to stay true to your principles as a normal person. I can't imagine doing that as a sage.
It's a pity Kale wasn't around at the time. I would have happily taken her on as a student.
And then we'd have one more person who has to address Lisa as upper-class woman.
Really? Can't you just call her Lisa? She seems to prefer it when people treat her like an older sister.
Oh, believe me, back when she was a student, nothing made her happier than the younger students acknowledging her seniority.
Well, she's very chill now. Oh, uh-oh.
Whoa!
Oh,
more
okay,
food?
there's more food.
Are you sure about
I was
this?
like, Lambad,
Take it
what are you
back.
doing? You never serve us food.
Oh, don't worry about it. Order whatever you like. And if it's
But
not
he probably
enough,
does, they just never show
order
it.
some more.
And now they did.
After all your help today, treating you to dinner is the least I can
Oh,
do.
thank you. Look at all this yummy
I thought I heard
Sumeru
some
food.
familiar
Oh.
voices.
Kaveh!
And Sir Cyrus is here as well.
Kaveh!
Oh, Kaveh, it's been a while. Zahahadi was talking
Oh my
about
gosh,
you
Kaveh!
last month.
We
How have
missed
you
you
been?
so much.
I've been all right, thank you. You're looking very well, sir. I'm glad to see it.
Have you eaten yet? Care to join us?
Please join us.
That's awfully kind of you, but I had a late lunch, so I'm not really hungry just yet. I'll have dinner a little bit later tonight. I just came to Lombard's to buy some wine, and when I heard some voices I recognized, I thought I'd come and say hello.
Hello.
So what's the occasion, anyway? Some sort of
Oh,
celebration?
we're just having dinner.
Consolation, more like. You wouldn't believe the day I've had.
Cyrus vividly recounts the day's events for the benefit of those who weren't there to witness it.
Sounds like things have really gone downhill since I was there. My whole time as a student, I've never heard of anything remotely like that.
I can't believe how young the guy is. What are his parents going to think?
Oh.
Young people are always more susceptible to making rash and ill-advised decisions.
That's the thing, though. Is he
Their
that
minds are
young?
still developing. It's just an unfortunate fact of life. But still, this boy has some nerve. Just look at what he wrote. Oh, it makes my blood boil.
Look at all the friends we have here.
Jeez.
I
Yeah,
will
geez,
always be
indeed.
watching you and all of your secrets. And then he just followed you into the house of Dana?
If this were my son, he'd get the scolding of a lifetime.
But how is he gonna,
Luckily,
enforce, don't
I'm
tell the
also an
mantra?
extremely principled person.
Kame, your order's ready, sir.
Coming.
Yeah, I thought usually you have to go pick up your food.
Have a nice evening,
But
everyone.
I guess that's just because
I'll
Kame's
catch you
gonna
all
take out.
another time.
Okay,
Bye-bye. Bye, Coffee.
Here I am. The coffee beans are in here too.
Oh, okay. How can this
It's all there.
conversation possibly go wrong?
I'll stop babbling away now. Let's eat
Okay.
before the food gets cold.
We're just getting us a day in the life of our favorite characters. You almost forgot about the food. Luckily it's still hot and you enjoy a delicious celebratory meal after a crazy day. Wow, I can't believe we're almost finished Cyno's story quest. Okay. No, seriously, how can this go wrong at this point?
Ooh.
Oh, too tasty. Paimon's belly is about to explode.
Oh, mine too. I'll have to walk home to burn some of it off.
Okay.
Thanks for dinner, Sir Cyrus. Master Tainari and I will bring you some homemade herbal tea next time. It'll do wonders for your sleep.
Yeah.
Well, I look forward to that. In fact, could I trouble you to bring a little extra for the other old folks on my street? I'll be the envy of the neighborhood.
No problem at all. I'll pack some up and bring it over.
Thank you for treating us.
I'll see you all later. I better head home now and tend to the crops.
Good night,
Do you want
Professor.
us
Don't let those
to
tomatoes keep you up too late.
walk you home?
Hey, my tomatoes are serious business. I am not about to be beaten by Zaha Hadi. Anyway, I'll be leaving now. Don't stay up too late now, children. I bid you all a good
okay.
night.
Okay, good night.
Take care. Have a safe trip home.
Gosh, I hope he gets home safely.
Now, we finally have some us time.
Us time?
What
Okay.
do you mean, us time?
Young people
Well,
time, I guess.
I was talking with Tainari and Kale, and since we all have some free time, we thought we could all go camping together.
Camping!
Think of it as our way of welcoming you back to Sumeru.
Oh, I'd love to come.
Oh, that sounds fun. Paimon's in.
Yeah. We're usually always camping by ourselves, so it's so much fun to go camping with our besties. Yeah, that sounds really fun.
Right? It's been so long since we did something fun together. I can't wait.
Me too.
Everyone, let's meet tomorrow afternoon at the riverbank to the southeast of Gandharvaville. No need to bring anything. We've already packed everything for the trip. Just bring your delightful selves and prepare to have some fun.
You got it.
There
We'll
was
be
something twitching in the corner behind Tainari, but I think it's just a
Great.
cat.
And we'll see you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow. Mysteriously. Oh, wow. Finished the entire quest already. Oh, it's not a cat. It's this guy just with a broom. It was the broom I saw. Okay. Okay, that's fine. Let's see. Wait, what's the achievement? Oh yeah, there was this one place you sit and you can look at the painting, and then the painting is in real life. Okay, what else? Oh yeah! 100% for Fontaine Dance of the Dew-White Springs too. Specifically the second one, but that's the Fontaine Research Institute. Oh my gosh, it's the name card for the thing, right? Okay, have we gotten everything? Yes, we have. The official logo for the Fortress of Merope. We're very far away from there right now. 14. Mid-afternoon time. No, seriously, I'm thinking something has to be really wrong for things to go wrong right now at this point.
Time to set off. Let's head to the southeast of Gandharvaville and meet up with the others.
Okay. Let's do it. Hello. I saved myself before I just died.
We're here! Wow, you guys are ahead of the game. You set up the tents already.
That's awesome.
I'd say we're right about on schedule, actually. We were aiming to have them set up before you arrived.
You did such a good job.
Traveler, Paimon, let's go fishing together. Whatever we catch, we can grill for dinner tonight.
Yes, let's do that.
You got it! Dinner's on us tonight!
Bird.
I hope I can contribute too. The other forest watchers gave me some fishing tips a little while ago. I'm really looking forward to giving them a try.
Awesome. Sure.
I saw some very appetizing mushrooms in the area, so I gathered a few for us.
Oh, thank
I'll
you.
leave them here along with some fresh fruit.
Thank you,
Wow,
Tiny.
camping with a forest watcher is the way to go. They think of everything. And even if they don't, they can improvise.
This is true. I don't think I've ever had a single rough day in this forest.
So, how has everything been going for you?
Oh, it's good.
Well, there's been some high points and low points.
We've had some
but
crazy
we've had some
experiences
unforgettable experiences
since we last saw
along the
you.
way.
But, I mean, isn't that
I
always the
see.
case?
Oh, in that case, you should try a valberry. I bought some from the market this morning.
We have some of those too.
A valuable suggestion. Just don't bury your feelings using food.
We love you, Cyno.
All I wanted was to recommend something bittersweet.
Oh, I have a sudden craving for fruit tea. I'm gonna go fetch some stuff. Bye!
Bye. Oh, okay. We guess we're just left alone with these two.
She sure made a run for it.
Yes, she did. She made a run for it.
Unbelievable. She made a run for it.
So Kale chose the path of tactical retreat. Could it be
Oh,
she
no.
foresaw what
Oh,
shall
no.
soon come to pass?
Huh? What was that in the star in your eye?
My dear friend, you know what I am about to say.
Uh-oh. Okay, I can't click not now because I'll never finish this quest. I don't think I've played Genius Invocation TCG since the Genius Invocation TCG event last year, which was almost a year ago. Uh-oh. I don't play the card game at all. Alright.
Excellent. A kindred spirit. A great warrior can sense when a duel is nigh.
Uh-oh.
But it looks like we'll get told off if we start playing now.
Thank you, Tainari.
Let's enjoy the nature for a while.
Okay,
longer.
I have no doubt we're gonna have to play the card game at some point, so I better mentally prepare. Birds chirping away, the soothing sound of running water. This is nice, no agenda. Just relax and enjoy myself. Yeah, that's right, Ether. Just relaxing with friends. This is the nicest part of the journey, the little breaks.
Ah, we got a bite!
Fishing! Our fish are gonna bite!
I'll reel it in.
Frog.
Firewood, spices, snacks, and drinks. Everything's ready. Once Kale gets back, we can light up the fire and start grilling.
Oh, and of course the statue of the seven watches over us. Nahida watches over us. And she's probably very happy to see us having lots of fun. Whoa, look at us. We are embracing nature. This is so relaxing. It's just so nice to go camping with friends. Yeah, you think so? I think so too. I don't know why.
There are 3 tents. Which one do you two want to take?
How about the one on the left?
I almost feel like Ether's doing the thing like, la-di-da-di-da. It's such a nice day. The sun is out, the birds are chirping, the flowers are blooming. Everything is so great. Nothing could go wrong in this day. I kind of feel like that's happening right now. But you know what? Why should I think that's happening? In reality, we need more moments in our life where we just relax and are just enjoying time with friends. You know, no quests, no needing to save nations from big bad guys and prophecies and all of these things. We just want to hang out with our friends. Is that so much to ask? That's exactly what Ether's thinking right now. You know, let's just have fun with our friends. Whatever Paimon says.
Well, Paimon just thinks the ambiance
Okay.
here is a little better.
Hang on. Where's Kale? Why isn't Kale back and it's already dark out? This is like hours later, right?
True. But it's also the closest to the water. If there are any sleepwalking fungi around tonight, they might stumble into your tent.
It looks like that's a problem for all the
Well,
tents.
that's no good. Take my weapon. You can use it to bar the entrance.
It's okay.
Anyone
We
would
also
think
have
you
our
were
own
sealing the
weapons.
gates to King Deshret's mausoleum.
Excellent. Then this tent will be an impenetrable fortress.
Aw, thanks.
I'm back.
Okay.
How's your appetites? Ready?
Thank
for
goodness
another
Kale's back. I
Always.
was really worried. I don't want anything bad to happen to Kale. We protect her. We protect Kale with our lives.
Oh, it smells so good. Paimon's drooling.
Darling, I know, right?
Someone
The food is
sure
so
is
good.
desperate to eat.
We had this
I
yummy
think it's
restaurant
time
food
to add the
yesterday, and now
seasoning.
we have
How do
our
you like your
camping outdoor
skewers?
food
Well done?
today.
Medium? Rare?
Wait,
Uh,
what? Isn't that just for steaks?
How about medium?
Hey, if it works for steak, maybe it works for
Yeah,
other
come on,
things
it's
too.
just how long it goes.
Medium
but I
well
mean,
for me.
Okay, these are about
let's
ready now.
let's do medium well as
It'll
well.
be a few more minutes for anyone who wants theirs well done.
Okay, I'll dig in. Everyone will sound the delicious food.
Oh, that was so delicious. If Paimon's stomach had space, she'd eat 3 more skewers.
I know we had delicious meal
I ate
2
a
nights in a
lot,
row
too.
now.
Here comes the food coma.
Sleepy
If you're
time.
tired,
So
then
the
go
bird wants to
rest.
join.
You must be getting sleepy
The
too,
bird is so
Paimon.
excited to join.
Why don't you guys head to your tents? Cyno and I will clean up.
Tonight I show you mercy. Our sacred duel will take place another day.
All right, I look forward to it.
Good night.
Good night, Kale.
Paimon's struggling to keep her eyes open.
Yeah, me too. All right.
Oh, don't forget this.
Oh,
The
Oh.
staff of the Scarlet Sands.
Wait, you were actually being serious about that?
of course, it's
It's a
Cyno.
very powerful weapon. Try it.
Okay.
Paimon can't even lift that thing.
So Cyno actually
enough.
canonically has this weapon.
You sure you don't want it?
Not to keep, but I mean, it's
Yeah,
kind of cool to
Paimon's
hold.
Sure. We'll be fine. And even if we do get an uninvited guest in the night, Paimon will be here to take care of the traveler.
Yeah. Let's not forget, I have my own trusty sword. A divine artifact. Slayer of countless vile monsters. This is Star Rail levels of comedy here. I love how they know that Aether's been stuck with the Del blade since he woke up. And they're just into it now. That's right. This sword has been with us in countless battles. We fought the Raiden Shogun. We fought Shoki no Kami. We fought Giant Whale. We fought a lot of other big dragons and monsters. All with this. A weapon that is literally falling apart to pieces in my hand.
That reminds me of a parting king of invocations. I'll tell you about it tomorrow.
All right.
But right now, It's time to rest. Sleep well and sweet dreams.
Alright, thank you, Cyno. I feel better knowing that, we have so many friends here wanting to protect us, and we'll protect our friends. We'll take care of each other. Okay. This camping trip has really relaxed me. I'm gonna sleep like a baby tonight. In the peace of tranquility of the forest, nature's warm embrace lulls you into a restful sleep. Okay, I'm still wondering how could this possibly go wrong?
I think they should all be here.
Kabe?
Traveler?
Paimon?
Are you in there? Could you come outside for a sec?
What are you doing waking us up at 3 in the morning on a camping trip?
Look at this.
Look at what? What are you looking at?
What the? What's this sword doing here? Is it supposed to keep out intruders?
This is so dumb, but in the best way. Oh my gosh, this story is so funny. I love this. Alright, I got the whole gang together now.
Huh? Who is it? Oh, what time do you call this?
Those voices, I recognize them. What are you doing here in the middle of the night?
Paimon's gonna take out the sword. Yeah!
I'm going back to sleep. Yeah, that's right. You know what? Nothing is going to ruin this beautiful night of sleep for us. Our day's been going great. We solved a case. We've been camping with our friends all day. We went fishing, got food, this delicious dinner. Now we get to sleep under the stars. Nothing's going to ruin this. Not our other friends showing up at 3 a.m. probably to warn us about some big bad evil that's about to show up. But, I mean, we're just going to sleep through this. This is just such a funny image. Yeah, I'm going back to sleep. Honestly, a mood.
Oh, hey them, Kave! What are you doing here? It's the middle of the night!
Huh? What? You come all the way out here. His face.
Sorry to wake you up at this hour of the night, but we've got a situation on our hands.
You know it's bad. You know it's super bad when Kave and Alhaitham came here at the same time and they're not fighting with each other. And they woke us up in the middle of the night. Because Kave's really nice and he wouldn't do that unless it's a big problem. That's how you know it's really bad. Alhaitham would wake us up in the middle of the night. But Kave would let us sleep and wait until the morning and the whole place could be on fire. No, if it was on fire, he'd let us out. But if it was just like, yeah, this was kind of important, but I didn't want to wake you up, he wouldn't wake us up. So unless there's a metaphorical fire happening. Okay, we're just gonna move on.
Let's get dressed and talk about it outside.
Okay. Okay. Why?
Something has come up. And since it pertains to Cyrus and Cyno, I deemed it essential to inform you all.
Why is Cyno being excluded from the
Whoa,
conversation?
back up. Let's start from the beginning.
This is bad. This is really bad. Okay. Okay. Tell me. This is so exciting.
Huh? Where'd the wine cups go? I could have sworn I left them here after I washed them.
No, Kave.
Ah, there they are.
I'll have a cup too.
You're also getting a cup of wine? Okay.
Can you see if the cookies are still on the table?
No.
They are. And so are the fruits.
Well, you're being very cooperative today. You should just let him make him do all the housework.
So planned. I should have gotten a few bottles of what Cyno's group was drinking last night.
Yeah.
Do tell. What were they drinking?
Non-alcoholic.
Oh, right. I forgot to mention. So, I
'Cause
ran into
there's
Cyrus
children
yesterday
around.
evening when I went to the tavern to pick up some things. He was hosting a dinner for Cyno, Tighnari, Kale, and the Traveler and Paimon.
Yeah, you really missed out.
Anyway, they got a bottle of Lombard's new vintage for the table. At least, I think that's what it was. It looked pretty good.
Sounds like they're all tangled up in this.
You know what it's about, right? 16-year-old kid tried to extort Cyrus. He was asking for 10 million
Yeah,
more.
16-year-old kid.
I heard some people talking about it on the streets, yes. Didn't take them long to catch the culprit. The sages are probably dealing with the case by now.
I wonder what Sir Nephis and the others will make of it. Oh, Cyrus showed me the extortion letter, too. It was crudely written, but the paper had this beautiful pattern on it that I've never seen before. Really caught my eye.
Pattern. See, I noticed the pattern.
Give me a sec. I'll sketch it out for you.
Oh my gosh, he's so good. That's Kaveh, our architect artist friend. I want you to sketch it up from memory. But, you know, Kaveh's the best at what he does. This is a rare glimpse of Kaveh and Oathkeeper not fighting at home.
Okay, done. Take a look.
They're actually working together on something.
You see what I mean? I don't think I've ever seen writing paper like this around before. God knows where the culprit got it from.
Okay.
Interesting. These are all motifs associated with the tribes of the desert.
Okay, the music stopped.
What? Really?
Really?
Take this, for instance. Looks like an outline of a spire, similar to the kind found on some ancient palaces. And the crisscrossing and mirroring here, I recognize that too. It bears a striking resemblance to an ancient emblem, one that hasn't been used in a very long time.
Whose emblem is it?
Yeah, whose is it?
It's the emblem of the Temple of Silence.
Temple of Silence. Isn't that where Cyno is? Okay, I guess they're gonna explain right now. No, this song.
After discussing it with each other, we
Okay.
both agreed that something didn't feel right. So we went looking for you.
Yeah, isn't Cyno from
This
the
was a
Temple of
long way to
Silence?
come from the city. Alhaitham figured you were probably with Tighnari, so Gandharvaville was our first stop. But the Forest Watchers told us that you'd gone camping.
This is why it took you until like
Then,
3 in
just
the
as
morning.
we were heading off to the campsite, we ran into Cyno. He said he was on a supply run. We exchanged a few words,
Really?
and then he ran off.
Where did he go?
Hold on. So what's the deal with that emblem you were talking about? The Temple of Silence, you said? What is that? Should we be worried?
Should we be worried?
Is everything okay? Give me a second. Let me get Kale.
Gosh, we're waking up the whole crew for this. Okay. Okay. Okay, what are we doing here?
So you've never heard of the Temple of Silence? Well, to put it simply, it's an organization that has existed in Sumeru for over 1,000 years.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy we haven't run
These
into them
days,
yet before
you can
this.
find a Temple of Silence office in the academia. Theoretically, it's responsible for the custody and disposal of information and documents not fit for public dissemination.
Okay.
At least, that's what they tell the outside world. In truth, it's essentially a vestigial institution nowadays. There's an office with their name on it, but it's functionally obsolete. Historically
Okay.
speaking, the original Temple of Silence is said to have been established by Hermanubis, one of the 7 pillars of King Deshret and the greatest of all sages. Most of the organization's members hailed from the desert.
Right.
By contrast, none of the Academia Temple's current members are from the desert region, nor do they use any symbols connected with the desert folk.
Well, it's almost like the old organization still exists out there somewhere.
Academia is just a fake? Wow.
They got the
It's
copyright.
possible.
They took the
The real
copyright from
question
the
is,
original.
Why? My guess is they're covering something up.
Okay.
So, how do you know all this? Sounds like some pretty top secret stuff.
He's the scribe. He knows
Did
everything.
you forget? He did a stint as acting Grand Sage, and kept the pay raise even after he resigned.
Yeah, why did he get? When does that? I mean, he basically left like the CEO job and went back to doing something like I think still very important work. Personally, the scribe is pretty important. Why did his pay went up and then it didn't go down? I guess that's just his seniority, but still.
Oh, yeah! Paimon did totally forget about that.
I don't think he
So
forgot
you
about
took
that.
the chance to read all the top secret documents while you were acting Grand Sage, huh?
You weren't acting Grand Sage for
If
very
you're
long.
asking me whether I familiarized myself with the documentation in my office, I would
I
respond
imagine
as a
though,
perfectly
that's
normal part
a
of any
lot to
job.
read, bro.
So much about this doesn't make sense. Why did the emblem of the Temple of Silence appear on a threat letter from an academia student to
Because
Cyrus?
there's more layers to
Student's
this.
only
Let me see that.
16 and doesn't have any family ties to the desert. So where could he have seen that emblem or gotten the paper?
Yeah.
You said you ran into Cyno, yes? Did you tell him what you've just told us?
Yep.
Oh,
ran off
he
as
probably
soon as he
ran
heard
off
what we
because he
said.
knows something about the Temple of
Given that
Silence.
Cyrus is involved, he's probably halfway through solving the case by now.
Okay.
Still, we should try to catch up with him. At this hour of the night, Cyno will probably go looking for Cyrus at his current residence.
So what you're indicating to me is if Cyno ran off to look for Cyrus, he probably thinks Cyrus is in big trouble, which is what I was saying about, we probably should have checked in on him before we just let him go home, but...
If the Academia's Temple of Silence really does exist just to cover up the truth, the sudden appearance of this emblem can't be good, and sure to stir up trouble. We should pay a visit to the Academia.
Yes.
Let's go!
As the Sage of Amorta,
Sleep deprivation
my master ought to know the
investigations.
truth about their office. You can ask him to tell you what he knows. The more information we have, the better prepared we'll be for whatever happens there.
If this situation is connected to the real Temple of Silence, the emblem has to be part of a bigger conspiracy.
Kale, could I trouble you to send a message to the Core of 30? Tell them to keep an eye out for Cyno and Cyrus. Traveler, Paimon, you two come with me. We'll go after Cyno.
Awesome.
Sounds like a plan.
Let's go! Camping trip is over.
Cyrus has been living in
But
the
that's-
city lately. He rented a place near the field so he can keep an eye on his tomato plants.
Yeah, that's been going well.
Then let's go look for him there.
We know that's been going pretty well. I knew it. We're just enjoying our camping trip because something bad's gonna happen.
Here we are. This is the place.
We might be too late. Looks like nobody's home.
That's not a good sign.
Oh, Cyno moves fast. If he was here, he's probably long gone by now.
I know that voice. Is that Tainari I hear?
Hello, Zahahadi.
Ah! Professor Zahahadi!
Wow, so it really is you.
Yeah.
My goodness, whatever is going on?
Sorry for
tonight?
waking you up in
We're looking
the
for
middle
Cyno.
of the night.
So, he's already been
Yeah,
here.
that's right. Commotion, right?
Yes, not long ago, in fact. He knocked on my door and
Oh,
asked if I'd seen
gosh.
Cyrus today.
Oh my gosh, I knew we should have checked
I
on
told
Cyrus
him
before we
the
just
old
let him
fool
go.
left early this morning, and I hadn't heard him come back. So we went to his place, and would you believe it? He's gone. Goodness knows
Oh
where
no,
to.
this is not good.
It must have alarmed Cyno, because he took off in an awful hurry after that. He never did explain what this was all about. How serious is it?
It's serious enough that we're taking everybody is taking this very seriously. I imagine as soon as Cyno heard Temple of Silence, he knows exactly what's going on.
Well, if Cyrus isn't at home... Oh, it sure doesn't sound
Yeah.
good.
Professor, did you hear that a student recently tried to extort Cyrus?
I think the extortion is a cover-up
Why,
for something even
yes.
bigger.
When I left the house that day, I noticed he was watering his flowers in the field in complete silence. He had a piece of paper clutched in his hand, and he looked lost in thought. I could tell something was troubling him, but he wouldn't tell me what it was. If Cyno hadn't happened to visit him that day, he'd probably still be holding on to that thing.
Okay.
After seeing the letter, Cyno told him to contact the Core of 30, but Cyrus was very reluctant. He claimed it would only damage his reputation. Eventually, he relented, after much persuasion from Cyno.
Huh? Cyrus didn't want to report it? Well, that's strange. When we saw him, he seemed pretty okay with the idea of the kid getting his just desserts.
Yeah, but the
As a
threat letter
former
did say
sage,
don't
it's
contact the
possible
Matra.
Cyrus still has enemies at the Academia. That's why Cyno was so insistent that he report the matter to the authorities. I was there while they were going back and forth over it.
So Cyrus initially hoped to stop this from going public. But why?
Because he probably recognized the symbol on the letter, didn't he? He only reported it because Cyno forced him to, which means Cyrus must know something about the Temple of Silence. Exactly.
Oh, dear. What on earth has that old fool gotten himself wrapped up in?
I don't know.
Oh, I do hope he's not in danger.
Yeah, it sounds really bad.
Oh, I almost forgot. Cyno left me this letter to pass on to you.
Oh, that's a pretty big
He
thing to
wrote it
forget.
when he came by earlier. He realized you might come looking for him.
Oh, he had the time to write a letter.
Thank
But thank you so
What
much,
does it say?
ma'am.
Let Paimon take a look.
My friends, it's a rather complicated state of affair. Unfortunately, I cannot disclose more than that. I ask you to understand and accept that I had to act alone at this stage. Don't come after me. Well, Cyno, as I'm sure you know, any message that says don't do something, yeah, that's the complete opposite's gonna happen.
My friends, this is a rather complicated state of affair. Unfortunately, I cannot disclose more than that. I ask you to understand and accept that I had to act alone at this stage. Don't come after me.
Yep, that sounds like Cyno.
All right,
Thank you, Professor.
we're going after him.
Please do not worry. We will do all we can to protect both Cyno and Cyrus.
Yeah.
Traveler, Paimon, let's head to the Academia and regroup.
I love how, come on.
I can't believe this is happening to Cyrus of all people.
I know, right?
How does a man of his age end up at the center of all this fuss?
Yeah, just let the dude
He always
retire.
seemed so carefree. Cyno and his friends visit him on a regular basis, and there's never any drama. I honestly thought he lived a worry-free life.
Same.
We've had our quarrels, but
Except
it's
it's
always
clear
over
that
the
they,
silliest
Cyrus
little
and Cyno
things.
are hiding something.
Now he's in real trouble.
Uh,
I just wish there was some way I could help.
yeah.
And, oh, what about our tomato growing contest? He has to see it
Don't
through.
worry, we're gonna bring him
His
back.
plants are doing so well, but they need their gardener to come back safe and sound.
Don't worry, we're gonna bring him back safe and sound. I absolutely love how, like in a lot of the story quests, right? Actually, most of them, especially Act 1 story quests, very much, focusing on the character who is the focus of the story, which is, of course, how it works. But I love how for this one, they're really getting all of Cyno's friends involved. We're gonna solve this case together. We have the whole group of friends here to help out when he needs us most. And I just love that sort of, the sort of integration of, yeah, we're gonna do this. Why did I go to this teleporter when I could have gone to this one? It's because it looks closer, but actually this one's on the right floor of where we need to go. But yeah. It also just shows how how big the friend groups in Sumeru are, because, like, we had to go through a lot in the big plan. And the plan really involved pretty much everybody. Pretty much all the characters, like, were really involved in that Archon quest, and so just, bonds we share, except for Kaveh, because he was in the desert somewhere, but just seeing everybody hang out at dinner time, playing card games, all of that. It's great. Alright, friends. How are we doing here?
You're here? I thought you were going after... I guess you lost the
Yeah,
trail.
we need to tell you where we're going.
We went to Cyrus's house. No one was there. Cyno got there before us, but he was long gone by the time we
Yeah,
arrived.
Cyrus was also long
He
gone
didn't
before
say
that.
where he was going?
He
No,
said,
He left us a letter and told us not to go after him.
yeah, which is a clear sign that we should probably go after him.
Can't say I'm surprised.
Typical Cyno.
It is very typical
Anyway,
Cyno.
some updates on progress on our end. I drew the emblem from memory again, but in more detail this time.
Okay. You really memorized. Oh my gosh, Coffee! How did you do that? Okay, I can see you use like the symmetry to help to the other side, but I assume you're only holding that in your hand for like very briefly. So that's so impressive. What is this paper you drew it on? Is really nice too.
I checked some ancient texts for a similar design. The one I found was a little blurry, but the similarities in the general form and certain details were clear enough to confirm a match.
Okay.
Yeah, and we're lucky we found anything at all. It turns out the emblem was all but lost to history. We scoured the entire Academia collection, and that book was the only one with a record of the motif.
So they've been doing a pretty good
Meanwhile,
job of staying off the
managed
record.
to get Uraka to disclose his source.
Okay.
The one who told him about Cyrus's embezzled funds was a young man from the desert. According to Uraka, he had a striking presence and was well educated.
Apparently, the two met in the tavern over a game of cards. The guy claimed to be in the city for business as part of a merchant caravan. Uraka was intrigued when he heard what his new acquaintance had to say and brought up the idea of extorting Cyrus for Mora. The guy encouraged him to go ahead with it, then handed him some pen and paper to write the letter.
Interesting.
I see. So it could be that this person planted the paper intentionally.
Yeah.
So, how do we find this guy? Did Uraka say where he is?
But then if that's the... Okay, so the symbols from the Temple of Silence. But Cyrus and Cyno were holding that letter for a while. And they were just, pretending that they didn't know what the symbol was, I guess? Until the rest of us figured out what the symbol was. And now it's suddenly, okay, gotta go. So what happened in that time frame between when Zaha Hadid saw Cyrus with the letter, trying to figure out what to do with it, and when we met Cyno and Cyrus later, and they were pretty confident with what to do with it? That's a key time frame we're missing there.
He doesn't know. He claims not to have seen him since that day in the tavern. The man gave him some tips on how to carry out the extortion, but from then on, Uraka was acting alone.
Okay.
Nephis
So
and
that
Olive
person,
have gone to meet the court of 30,
whoever
who
they may
reviewed the
be,
city's entry
is
and
the real
exit
person
records.
who wants,
Also,
has a
Nephis
motive
admitted
against
that the
Cyrus
Temple
and
of Silence
Cyno.
and the Academia is just a facade.
Okay, I mean,
The
that's
true
what we
Temple
know.
of Silence once came to the rainforest to establish a collaboration with the Academia. But, as time went by, the sages gradually became corrupt and foolish.
As we well know, and now they've all been sentenced to a life sentence of community service.
The Temple of Silence felt that they could no longer trust the Academia and ended the partnership. They retreated back to the desert about 400 years ago.
After the Cataclysm,
Ever since its inception, the Temple of
interestingly
Silence has
enough.
been the guardians of King Deshret's civilization and belief system.
Oh,
They traveled throughout
and
Sumeru, sequestering and guarding any wisdom that posed a threat to the people's
Interesting.
livelihoods.
okay, hence the silence. But that also sort of lines up with the time frame of when the people in the desert and the people in the rainforest kind of, had their rivalry about, who is better, Rukkhadevata or King Deshret, and the history became lost that the King Deshret and Rukkhadevata actually were pretty good friends and got along pretty well. But it's around that time frame too.
At its roots, it was a legitimate and reputable organization whose purpose was to guide people towards the right path.
Okay.
The Academia of the day knew that the split would damage their reputation if it became a matter of public knowledge. And so, they set up a dummy
Okay.
organization of their own to conceal the truth.
And now so they stole the coffee, right? And now nobody actually knows what the Temple of Silence does, and there's no real need to have a dummy organization because nobody knows what it is anyway in the public. Except
Not only
for...
that, but they managed to keep up the charade for hundreds of years.
It kind of seems unnecessary
So
at this
how did
point.
Cyrus become acquainted with the true Temple of Silence if they left centuries
Well,
ago?
he's a researcher.
I'll bet that's the question that bothered Cyno. Probably why he went after him in such a rush.
Whoever is behind this, getting Uraka to extort Cyrus was only the first step of the plan. Their true goal in doing so was for Cyrus to see the emblem on
Yeah.
the letter.
Which
He
kind of
must have
explains
recognized
the...
it right
yeah.
away. That'll be why he didn't want to involve the authorities. He probably hoped to take care of the whole thing by himself. Unfortunately for him, Cyno had other plans.
Since the desert is where the Temple of Silence originated, that is in all likelihood where Cyrus went.
I have to go after him.
We have to go after him.
Really? Are you sure that's a good
Oh, yeah,
idea
that's true.
with how you respond to the heat?
Tainari,
Why
you need
don't
an
we send
umbrella
someone
or
else?
something.
I should be fine, as long as I bring plenty of water. Besides, I just can't shake this ominous feeling that if we don't catch up to them soon...
I have to save him.
Everyone,
Yeah.
I have news from the core of 30.
Oh, hello, Nefis.
Master!
Oh, so that's Nefis, Tainari's master? Oh, we're finally getting to meet him in person.
Well, I heard you're one of the only sages that didn't get kicked out for corruption. So, good for you.
It's a pleasure to meet you, Traveler and Paimon.
It's a pleasure to meet you too. He has the big...
Several independent
glasses.
eyewitnesses have reported seeing Cyrus and Mahamatra Cyno leaving the city at different times.
Okay.
Both were heading in the direction of Caravan Rebat. I was going to suggest that you join forces with the Core of 30 in this case. However, as I'm sure you've already heard from Alhaitham and Kaveh, the Temple of Silence is involved.
Okay, meaning...
The Academia has made a number of decisions throughout history that I am ashamed to talk about.
Yeah, they really have.
It may well be that no better choice was available to them, but those actions are nonetheless a
Well,
stain
I'd say
on
there's
our
a few
legacy.
things that the Academia
I
did
won't
that they didn't
attempt
have
make
to
you
do,
understand
but...
the Academia's perspective. Now is
That's
the
okay,
time
you're
for
one of the
action.
good guys, so...
I understand where you're coming from, Master. But I'm afraid the situation might be more complicated than we thought. I think we need to keep a low profile, or risk making things worse.
Yeah.
Good point. If Cyrus is involved with the other side, or worse, if he's fallen into their hands, and...
That would be bad. That would be real bad.
Everyone, we have to get Cyrus and Cyno back safely.
Yes.
We cannot afford to lose them.
Yes, I agree. We gotta go save them.
Need our help? Whatever you need, we got you covered.
Yep.
Really? Wonderful. You have my most sincere gratitude.
Great, because I wasn't planning on taking no for an answer.
Arav and I will continue to follow
Thank
up on
you.
the lead from Uraka. Kaveh, Scribe Alhaitham, I'd like to ask you to cover the duties of the House of Dana.
Oh, Kaveh, it looks like you got a lot of work to do. Because I'm sure they live
So
very
now,
busy lives.
You're planning to go into the desert, correct?
I am. Kaveh, I'll be okay.
Yeah.
You stay behind to help Master and
It's okay.
Alhaitham.
We have the powers of water now, so we can probably like summon water from the air in case we run out of water. Yeah, this is...
Well, if you're sure. Okay. But be careful.
It's so nice to see them don't be so concerned for
Thank
each
you all.
other.
Arav, let's go.
Alright, nice to meet you, sir.
You'd better get moving. Don't forget to ask for help when you need it.
Yeah, can we still like phone you?
Will do. Let's go, Tainari.
We don't have the Akasha anymore, but I'm sure we can find a way to do that.
Knowing him, he's probably covered a fair distance
Yeah, I
already.
probably wasted a lot of
But we
time
still have
chatting
a
here,
shot.
but
Let's take
let's
it.
do it. Let's do it, Tainari! He's gonna save Cyno! I mean, we're gonna save Cyno. Footprint sunken beneath the sands. Go to Caravan Rebat. Very, very far away. Last time we were here, we were helping Kirara and Charlotte and Cyno.
Okay, we made it to Caravan Rebat. Where should we go next?
Into the desert, Paimon.
Maybe we should ask the nearby guards.
Oh
if
yeah,
they've
they
seen
passed through
anything.
here. They're not here anymore.
Hold on. Look over there.
Okay. Oh, never mind. I take that
Is
back.
that Dia?
Oh my gosh, we have so many friends here! Dia, Candace!
You sure you want to brave the desert alone? I mean, it's your choice at the end of the day, but
I mean,
still.
we'd love to bring you along.
It's not my first time. I'll be fine.
Cyno.
Okay, we shouldn't... Okay, look, he
If
he
you're
told us
really
not
going
to
go
follow
through
him, so maybe
this,
we
Then at
shouldn't.
least take our advice. When you're packing for your trip, budget for 5 days more than you plan to spend out there.
Yes.
Makes sense. Okay, I'll go get
And
ready.
of course, if you ever don't know what to pack, we can always go to Dory and buy a survival package for 1.25 million. Hi, sorry, I know you said not to show
Thought
up,
we might find
but-
you here. You're trying to retrace
but I mean,
Cyrus's
we're
steps,
here
aren't
already,
you?
so you may as well.
Didn't I tell you not to come
You
after me?
did.
I thought I had a good lead on you.
No, you certainly didn't.
Sorry, but we never agreed to that. Why don't you go off on your own like
You
this?
really didn't have that much of a lead on us if you're still here.
Nothing personal. It's just a complex situation. And I'd rather not involve anyone else if I can help it.
Takes a special kind of person to get Cyno chasing them all the way out to Caravan Rebot. But why so coy today, huh? You only gave us his age and description. Why can't you reveal his name? Is he Sumeru's most wanted
He
or
was most
something?
wanted. Everybody would know what they look like.
Oh, also, hey guys, it's been a
Hi,
while.
Dia! It's so nice to see you. The last time we saw Dia was before we went to Fontaine. But then apparently somebody was eavesdropping on our conversation with Dia and then tattletaled everything to Farina or something. But hey, it's so nice to see you, Dia! And Candace! Hello.
Dia and Candace! So nice to see you. Actually, seeing all of our friends is the whole reason why.
Yeah, we're doing a super good job of it.
You're looking well. Glad to see it.
Thank you. We've survived a lot. We're just happy to come back to see you guys in one piece.
Candace and I came to Caravan Rebot on business. We ran into Cyno as he was asking about some elderly gentleman's whereabouts. Some people say they saw him. Guess he stood out as an older guy heading into the desert alone with just a sumpter beast in tow and very few
At least he brought the
supplies.
sumpter beast.
That's gotta be one heck of a story there.
I'm sure it is.
Cyno, it's okay if you can't tell us anything about the case. But let us know how we can support you.
Yes.
We're here to help however you need. The more people we have working on this, the quicker we'll be able to find the person you seek.
No, it's not that simple. If I'm right, he'll be doing everything he can to avoid us.
We spoke with Zaha Hadid. From what she said, it's pretty clear that he wants to try and solve this on his own. It won't be easy
Yeah,
trying
and
to
looks
find
like
him in the
Cyno
desert
kind of
when he's
inherited
deliberately
that
trying
too.
to cover his tracks.
Sounds like this is far more complex
Don't
than we
worry,
imagined.
we'll tell you the full story once
Still,
it's all done.
If he started from Caravan Rebot, the chances are that his route took him past our village.
Yeah,
You may
you'd
as
have to
well
go
ask if
really
anyone
far
there has
off the
seen
beaten
him.
path to not go through our village.
My thanks to you both. Once this is resolved, I will find a way to repay you.
Let's have dinner!
Ah, come on.
That
No
that
need
seems
get
to be
all
the best thing we can do
serious.
around here.
Just buy a round of drinks next time
Yes,
we're all
yes,
in the
yes.
city or
Let's go have
something.
dinner. And we'll
That's a
tell you
deal.
all about it.
All right, so you
We're all set.
Yes, we'll handle it from here. Thank you again for your help. I don't take it for granted.
Dia.
All right, then we'll leave you to it. Just remember, if you change your mind and need some reinforcements, we'll be here.
Yes.
And don't think you'd be imposing. You can depend on
Yeah.
us.
Don't worry, we'll keep him out of trouble.
You know what I've been forgetting? You know what I've been forgetting? Sorry, Kave. We have to take some.
There are still so many.
God's love. I pray
It works!
for goodness in their hearts and give them your
Thank you,
protection.
Candace. We really could use it.
Whatever they're getting themselves into, I just hope it isn't too dangerous. Get home safe, everyone.
Okay, I hope we haven't missed too many opportunities to use that. I forgot we can do that with Nahida. And these story quests are the best time to do it because they're actually voice dialogue. Look at us, the gang's all here.
Hold on. There's a few things I'd like to clear up.
Okay. Go on.
Go on.
So, after you left the campsite, we had a
Oh
longer
yeah, you gotta
talk.
spill. What's the deal with the Temple of Silence?
Clearly, we've only scratched the surface of the Temple of Silence question. It doesn't surprise me at all that the one in the academia
Okay,
is a
but
fake.
you know more about it, right?
Do you have any connection with the Temple of
Alright,
Silence?
the more direct question.
I do. I trust you're all aware of the spirit that gives me
Yes.
my power. Hermanubis, the original founder of the Temple of Silence. Due to my unique constitution, I was put through a number of trials in the desert when I was younger. Later, I met the professor, and he brought me to Sumeru City. But my memory of that time is hazy. I can't recall much. It's a good thing that Kave noticed the emblem on the letter. Without that, I don't know if we would have connected the dots.
Oh, so that's why
and
Cyno didn't
realized there was more
recognize
to
the
this
emblem
case
that
than mere
Cyrus
extortion.
did.
I did not recognize that symbol at all. Whether that's because I've never seen
Let's
it,
see.
or because my memory fails me, it's hard to say.
Yeah, you're right. Thank goodness for Kaveh, and for all Haytham's diligence during his time as acting Grand
They work
Sage.
together well, don't they?
But Cyrus must have recognized it right away, right? Otherwise, he wouldn't have had any qualms about you reporting it. Oh, maybe his connection to the Temple of Silence goes even deeper than
Yeah,
yours.
or at least he knows more about
I
it.
suspect so too. Professor has never once mentioned the Temple of Silence in conversation. And whenever the conversation turns to Hermanubis and the concept of spirit indwelling, he avoids going into any depth.
Well, speaking of avoiding things, you do realize, don't you, now that we've caught up with you, you're stuck with us for the rest of the way.
Yeah, you can't get rid of us, unfortunately.
I am aware. And I have accepted it.
I mean, at least
Or
the journey will
rather,
be less boring with us.
I don't see how I could manage to ditch you en route. So, I
Yeah,
might as well
you're right.
accept that
You
you're
can't.
coming with me.
That's right.
Yeah.
Fact is, we're coming with you whether you like it or not. So the best option now is to try to look out for each other.
And probably you're gonna need our help anyway. You can't get rid of us.
Fair enough. Then at least let me buy you a drink once we're back in the city.
This entire story quest has just been everybody treating each other and fighting for the bill.
Works for me. All right, off we go. Let's start by seeing what the guards here can tell us.
Sounds good. So now we've finally taken off in terms of how could the story go wrong? This
Hello.
is how. Hello.
Mahamatra Cyno?
It's yep.
I'm looking for someone. So I'd like to confirm any recent foot traffic in and out of Aru village.
Cyno describes Cyrus's appearance and provisions. Yeah, he's a big sumpter beast.
A man matching that description passed by Aru village not too long ago. He stopped by to load up on food and water and feed his sumpter beast. Then he was on his way.
Where was he going?
Let me think. He took a seat by the entrance of the village for a while, and had a brief chat with the person who came to deliver the water. He said he was headed somewhere near an oasis, but he didn't mention which one.
Okay, there was a few of them.
Do you have a map?
All in
I can mark out the
different
direction
directions
he's
from
heading
each
and the
other.
best routes to any nearby oases.
Okay, that would be helpful.
I have one. Mark away.
Yeah, go for it.
Great.
Okay.
There you go.
There we go.
Thank you so much. You were a great help.
Yeah, you're doing a good job.
Really good
Yeah.
memory.
You're doing a good job monitoring
quite
people's
welcome.
in and out.
Just doing my job.
Thank you.
Best of luck. I hope you find him soon.
Thanks. Appreciate it. Head to the oasis. I mean, I just want to double check right now. I mean, like, if you go to Cyno's thing, yeah, his affiliation is Temple of Silence, which I always thought was. Well, first I didn't know what this Temple of Silence was at first, and then I realized, okay, that's probably where Cyno gets his powers from. But then I thought, wouldn't his affiliation be the Matra? Or, yeah, see, look at him! That's the power of Hermanubis. Anyway, I just thought it was interesting, considering he never really talks about it. It sounds like he doesn't even really know much about it, other than... Well, it sounds like if he was put through trials when he was younger to obtain less power, perhaps part of why he doesn't remember it is that maybe it wasn't the most pleasant experience. Or maybe he just doesn't, maybe it was fine and he just doesn't remember. But something tells me these are very difficult trials. No, mushrooms, leave me alone. Anyway, we just admire the fact that Tighnari really doesn't do well in the desert. So for him to do this for Cyno, it shows a lot that he cares about Cyno. The sweltering sun. How are you doing there?
Hold on. I see some people over there.
Okay. I also see... I
Do you think it's safe to ask them what they know?
Should be. I'll go...
No. I'll do it.
Oh yeah. Cyno, you hide behind the dune. We don't want to...
Huh? Why can't Cyno go talk to them. What difference does it make?
Given my background, appearance, and the way I dress, I might not be the most welcome visitor here. Just in case, it's probably better to let a more neutral party handle things.
Hi. Oh, they don't look happy to see somebody just walk in.
Ah, hello there. I hope I'm not interrupting. My friend and I are looking for an elderly man who's gone missing around these
It's
parts.
you.
Any chance I could ask you a couple of questions?
Oh, a missing person, huh? Sure. What do you want to know?
I'm just wondering if you've seen him. Let me give you the details.
Okay, looks like these guys are either ready to help out or not help out.
So, a silver-haired guy in a long robe, culture type with thoughtful eyes, and he's traveling alone.
With a sumpter beast.
He'd stand out like a sore thumb around here.
Yeah, well...
Yeah, sounds like the kind
so
of guy
would...
we'd remember if we
Oh,
saw
okay,
him.
we're not doing a good job hiding.
He's looking behind me.
So, Tighnari also sticks out like a... Oh my gosh. Okay.
Uh-oh. That guy's looking our way.
To be fair, we're doing a pretty terrible job of just letting Tighnari do his job. And we're just kind of standing around.
Your friend over there stands out a lot, too.
Oh, yeah, does he? Okay.
Hey, aren't you Cyno, the General Mahamatra?
Yes, that's me.
That's him.
You don't seem surprised that I recognized you.
It wouldn't be the first time.
Oh, you're the one looking for the old man who's gone missing, aren't you?
I have a bad feeling about
Same.
this guy.
Someone's on edge. You don't trust me much, do you? No need to hide it. I understand why you're wary of us. Still, you came to us asking for help. Do you want it?
We're just looking for an old
I
guy.
thought you were a group of merchants. Seems I was mistaken.
Your henchmen don't look like much, but something tells me they put up a better fight than most mercenaries.
Yeah, they look kind of scary.
Hey, hear that, guys? You're my henchman now.
Suits me, as long as I get paid for it.
Just cut to the chase already. I'm running out of
Yeah,
patience.
okay.
All right.
Alright.
Come with me. All of you.
Where are you taking us?
Don't you want to find your friend? A silver-haired, long robe, culture type with thoughtful eyes? Sounds like there's a whole other side to Cyrus I didn't know about.
That's literally
know
just
where he
his
is.
physical appearance, but okay.
Just follow me. I'll take you to him.
Darn it. Darn it. Follow mysterious... Where are you going so fast? Okay. This guy knows his stuff, though. Like, I think we should be wary. It's been a while since we've just been in the desert, hanging out in the desert, doing desert things.
And here.
Here.
What? Where are you looking? There's nothing
Yeah, it's
here.
not even a cave.
Please?
It's an
step
archway.
back.
Oh, gosh.
Whoa, something's coming out of the ground.
Okay, I'm mistaken. Oh, there's Hermanubis.
What is this enormous building doing here?
Oh my gosh.
And how was it so well hidden? King Deshret's technology?
Probably. Everything.
Wait, hold on. Who are you guys really?
Everything in the old days is way more technologically advanced than anything now. Is the kind of premise I like about these games. It's like all the people here are trying to figure out the technology they used to use. Like, it's so ancient, but... yeah.
Is this the Temple of Silence? So you're a member?
All good questions. There'll be plenty of time to address them later.
Okay. I guess we ask good questions. Oh, it's a domain. Okay. I'm just pointing out that it's a domain in here. Okay. Or we just enter it. That's different, that domain. Oh, okay. This is cool, by the way. I love exploring ancient stuff.
This is not what Paimon was expecting to find in the desert, especially not hidden right next to an oasis.
Holy moly, that's huge. This is is this magic or is this all hiding in that giant mountain? How did you hollow out the mountain like this? This doesn't look like a natural cave. I'm a little scared too.
They must have kidnapped Cyrus. Do you think this is the guy Raka met in the cavern?
100%.
What's wrong? Thinking about your professor?
Oh yeah, we're here to find him.
I just hope for your sake you haven't done anything you might regret.
Well, me too. I hope I haven't done anything to incur your wrath.
Oh, it might be a little too late. Okay. I think wrath has been incurred. Okay, let's hold on. Hold on. Let's just take this in a little bit. This place is huge. Yeah, and this is just inside the mountain. What? Oh yeah. This place is so, I mean, okay, this is the whole thing about exploring all the King Dashret civilization though. This is so cool. Like, people built this. It's so how massive it is. These statues are so big. Okay. You just feel so small. Of course, they have lights that never burn out. If only that was real. Aww. Okay. We're getting towards the door. The door gonna open for us? Oh, the door. The door very much opened for us. Okay. This looks like a library here. We're in some kind of library. Okay. Pots and stuff.
Alright. You can wait here for now. I'll inform our leader that you've arrived at the Temple of Silence. Sit tight until he comes to greet you.
Okay.
So he's just gonna leave us here unattended?
Yeah.
Maybe we're not being kidnapped?
Probably knows we're not gonna try to run
They
away.
can't have been at the oasis by chance. They were waiting for us. Whoever the leader is here, they were obviously counting on us showing up.
Yeah. Huh? Yeah?
So this is the Temple of Silence.
Yeah. Isn't it cool?
After leaving the rainforest, they hid themselves here?
Oh, okay, that was a quick meeting.
Hey, look!
Why does
the guy's coming back?
both doors have to open and close?
Don't worry. Someone will come and call for you soon.
What's your name?
Yeah, what's your name?
Sorry, guess I was so delighted to see you, I forgot to introduce myself.
So delighted to see you too.
My name is Sethos. I'll be here if you need me, but I'm not planning on answering all of your questions.
Okay.
Other than that,
thanks for being straightforward.
Yourselves however you see fit.
Nice to meet you,
So
Sethos.
we're free to explore by ourselves.
That cactus over there is very lush.
Yep. I mean, I'm not worried about you running off.
Oh, okay.
Cyrus is here. And unless I've misunderstood, you're all quite anxious to see him again.
Yep, we're being kidnapped.
He's right. Well, if we've got some time, we might as well take a look around.
Yes, let's do it. Okay, because this is the part I love. It's just exploring like ancient libraries and stuff like that. Oh. I mean, the security is high here. If you have two concrete, at least not on concrete, this is like stone doors. Okay.
These guys clearly care a lot about each other. This is a long way for them all to come.
Thanks for noticing. Oh.
Hey, Sethos! Have you got some time to chat?
Yeah, we love chatting with everybody on our journey. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Sure.
Yep.
Although, I'm assuming by chat, you mean you have questions for me? I don't blame you. Anyone else would.
So, you get a lot of people asking you questions?
Not often. The Temple of Silence is a place of quiet and solitude. We don't get too many visitors.
Okay. Do I get to ask all of these? I assume I get to ask all of these. You were the one who tricked Hiraka, right?
Yes, that was me. Although, tricked is a stretch. He was asking everyone in the tavern about ways to make some easy money.
Okay.
He insisted that nothing was off the table, even if it broke the law. So, I told him that Cyrus had embezzled a large sum of mora from the desert.
Well, aren't you lucky to find somebody who's so willing to be so reckless?
So you framed Cyrus for a crime that he did not commit?
No. That's not entirely true. Let me jog your memory. The letter just said that he had uncovered Cyrus's secret. It didn't say what secret that was.
Yeah, but you told him that... you told him that, if you told him that Cyrus was embezzling money, but no, the wording on the letter didn't say that. It's kind of like the whole thing about if a tree fell in the middle of the forest, did it make a sound? I mean, yeah, kinda. If you tell him to use that wording.
Of course.
Oh well, and that's not the biggest problem of that we're facing here, though. So
did exactly what he was told. And not much of an original thinker, though. It doesn't surprise me that he struggles academically.
You're quite crafty.
Why did Cyrus leave for the desert as soon as he received the letter?
You'll have to ask him that one yourself. Certain things I can't answer for him. I'm neither judging nor defending him.
I know, as soon as he ditched us, he went back to trying to deal with the letter.
All you need to know is that he recognized our emblem, and it was his own choice to take the bait.
So you admit it was bait. Do you know Cyno? Because he clearly doesn't know you, but he knows that you're from here, just doesn't know. He's never met you before. Have you met him before?
What kind of question is that? He's the general
Okay,
mantra.
you're right.
Sumeru knows who he is.
You're right, but...
Right, but back at the Oasis, you can't have known who he was for sure, or you wouldn't have asked him. So, what we're really asking is, have you never seen him in person before?
I've lived in the desert my whole life. Guess you could say I've never had the pleasure.
Ugh, why does Paimon feel like this guy's not being straight with us?
He's not.
Come on, we've only just met. If I give you all the answers up front, you'll have nothing left to look forward to.
Gosh, it's almost like he's breaking the fourth wall. Have you ever been to the academia?
Nope, not once.
Really?
I have no need to go there. Not when the taverns are full of the urakas of this world. Besides, we're well aware of what goes on at that place.
Are you saying you have spies inside the city?
Spies? It's not as clandestine as that.
Okay, fair enough.
City gates are wide open. Anyone's free to walk in. You can find out all you need to know just by walking around town and hearing the word on the street.
Not to mention the whole Akasha thing from before as well. Alright, well, thanks for answering our questions, even though apparently you didn't even answer our questions very much. I think you answered a lot of our questions very well, so thanks. That's all I want to ask.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, no, I thought you'd have something else to say.
Hey, Seth.
Sure.
Yeah, okay.
I'm assuming by chat, not
okay,
often.
no, I don't have anything new to say to you. I'll just let you just hang out, and kind of just watch us. This place is so cool. Why is this texture not loading up? These are amazing. This is so cool. These cacti, definitely some people are taking care of them because they are in pots. They don't get much sunlight in here. What knowledge are these books hiding? What knowledge have you all swindled away into this place? I want to know. Wait for a bit and talk to everyone.
I never imagined that the true Temple of Silence would be hidden somewhere like this.
Yeah, but you knew it was in the desert somewhere.
We've passed through these parts before, but never noticed anything.
Magic.
That's King Deshret's technology for you, I guess. It borders on the miraculous. Amazing to think that it's been preserved intact all this
People
time.
are clearly taking care of it.
We should be wary of our hosts. Still, at this point, we can be confident that the professor is safe and sound. So that's something.
They want something from us. Okay. Interesting. Oh, door's open. Door 1. Door 2.
Ah, here he is.
Okay. What are we doing? Gosh, I'm nervous. We're gonna see something very important here. Oh, are we actually meeting with Hermanus? Or is that?
Grandfather, the person you wish to see is here.
Well done, Sethos.
Oh, hello. Hi.
Greetings, one and all. I am Ba Moon, the current leader of the Temple of Silence. I
Nice
know
to
why
meet
you're
you.
here, and I thank you for your patience.
Oh,
Bring
I
him
mean,
out.
thanks.
Professor!
Cyrus, are you okay?
He looks like he's tied up. Oh, okay, that's not nice of you to do
Watch
to
what you're doing.
Yeah, what are you doing?
My apologies. We have no intention of causing you distress. But you must understand, Cyrus is of great importance to us. We had to find a way to
don't
bring
hurt
him
him.
back to us. Cyrus owes me his life, and to the Temple of Silence, he owes a debt of gratitude. I let him go a long time ago, but now the time has come to demand payment.
I wanted to end my feud with this old bag of bones before you caught up with me. But you got here so quickly.
We probably should have planned for that.
Cyno. This is a matter between us two old men. You're all too young to get involved.
Well, I'm sure they would have involved Cyno if they didn't know that Cyno was just gonna come after you. Because they probably want the power of Hermanubis back, too.
So that's why you didn't want to report the letter. You'd made up your mind to come here from the beginning. You only left in such a hurry to try and throw us off your trail.
Yeah.
Some things in life catch up with you. No matter what you do, you shouldn't have come. That alone brought the others.
He tried really
Cyno
hard not
didn't
to,
make
but he
us
couldn't.
do anything. We came here for the same reason he did. To rescue you. We'd appreciate you telling us the truth. Otherwise, it seems a little unfair on everyone who had to stay behind.
My secrets are secret for good reason. Bringing them to
Yeah,
light
well,
can only lead to misfortune.
I think it's the
You're
time
afraid,
to spill.
aren't you? You can't bring yourself to speak of your past deeds to the students you nurtured as if they were your own children. You recognized our emblem because for many years you lived among us. Indeed, you all but became one of us. You knew as soon as you saw the letter that we, not Uraka, were the ones speaking to you. It threatened you only because you know what you did. Your own guilt convicted you. For you, Cyrus, are a traitor. You once shared your learning with us, and joined us in our mission to revive the might of Hermanubis, to bring new hope, new opportunity. But then you betrayed us. You bargained for your independence with your past contributions. And then you left, taking with you Hermanubis' might and the wielder of his power.
Yeah, they want Cyno back.
What I said to you that day. That as the leader, I grant you permission to leave, but that one day, the sands of time will catch up with you. And when that day comes, you must pay the price you owe.
You kind of waited a very long time. Because, you know, if you'd done this, or if you'd gotten back to... If you... Thing is now, Cyno is all grown up, and he can actually fight with the power of Hermanubis. So... I'm not sure waiting this long was actually a good idea, but you do you, I guess.
You really know how to hold a grudge.
Hermanubis' might? And the wielder of his power?
That's right, Paimon. We've walked right into the trap by bringing Cyno with us.
Does he mean you?
Professor, anything to say?
The moon is right. I came here once before.
He rescued me from the brink of death once, many years ago in the desert. When he learned that I was a scholar, he invited me to come here and revive the might of Hermanubis together. It was a great, daring plan, and one shrouded in secrecy. The Temple of Silence had been bereft of Hermanubis for too long. The strength of its faith and its warriors were waning. Bamoon proposed that we implant bar fragments, shards of Hermanubis, into the bodies of suitable vessels. If the experiment was successful, the spirit of Hermanubis would then dwell within the vessel.
This is like Fire Emblem Three Houses.
Many believers volunteered themselves for the experiment. But we soon discovered that the bodies of grown adults could not withstand Hermanubis' power. In the end, Bamoon offered his own adoptive grandson. One other child was identified as a suitable vessel, and his parents agreed to release him into our custody in exchange for a small fortune. These two children were our only hope for hosting Hermanubis' power.
I see.
For many years, the Temple of Silence
Yeah,
had been
story
in
now.
possession of 2 Ba fragments from Hermanubis. As remnants of his raw power, they were exceedingly rare treasures. The test subjects were sent into a room that had been prepared for the ceremony and instructed to approach the Ba fragments, whose power had been amplified. If, after some time, this power did not repel them, this would mean that they were suitable vessels. The original plan was for a 3-stage experiment: resonance, implantation, and recovery and observation. The resonance stage went quite smoothly for both candidates. As the 2nd stage began, I realized a decision had to be made. Should we implant the fragments one at a time? This would allow us to monitor the results after the first round and adjust our plan accordingly. Or alternatively, we could implant each fragment in a different vessel at the same time and compare their effects.
It's kind of crazy. We're talking about reviving gods here, but it's all a science experiment.
But as I was deliberating, both Ba fragments suddenly became active. They glowed with a light we had never seen before. I knew that if they were not implanted right away, they would disintegrate and be gone from the world for good. Our 2 vessels had both displayed great promise by successfully resonating with the fragments. Under the circumstances, the thought of implanting both fragments into the same vessel seemed out of the question. To preserve our faith and our power, we implanted each of them with a single fragment.
Ultimately, I ended the experiment and left, taking one of the children with me.
In recognition of your past contributions, I chose not to send someone to hunt down and kill you both. Your lives were spared, but I have paid a great price for your betrayal ever since. I have always wanted to see you, Cyno. Losing you and your Ba fragment dealt us a devastating blow. We've been in decline ever since you left.
I see. So that's how I gained my power.
So that's how you gained your power.
In essence, I borrowed your Ba fragment for a decade or so. And now you are seeking justice. If you want to take my life, then so be it. I'm an old man now anyway. But you cannot lift a finger against Cyno. He is the General Mahamatra. Your actions would be seen as a declaration of war against the Academia.
He's kind of right.
I'm sure you don't remember anymore,
true. That's
dear
true.
Cyno, but you've met us all before. You were so young then, when we all gathered around and celebrated the revival of our Lord.
Okay.
You and he, Sethos, you were our final hope.
You'd like me to return my power?
As a follower of Hermanubis, I have allowed this power to remain in the rainforest for far too long. Now, it is time to reclaim it.
That power is not yours to reclaim. Cyno was chosen by the gods. You cannot take what they have bestowed.
You are wrong. Cyno was chosen, but he was not the only one. My child, Sethos, has the same gift as he.
So those are your terms for freeing the professor?
So can only one of them have the power at a time? Is that the gist of what's going on here? Because otherwise it just seems like, you know, they can share it. Can they just share it?
Despise me all you want. My sins are my own. The Temple of Silence is an innocent party. It is because of my foolishness all those years ago that the Temple's glory has waned. And now I must take responsibility for the decision I made back then.
So what you're saying is, the power of one Ba fragment is not enough? You're asking me to return the one in my possession, so it can be implanted in him instead?
Divine power causes great suffering to those who wield it. How do you know that Sethos would be able to withstand it?
He is no longer a small child. But regardless, this burden is ours to bear, and your objections mean little given that you turned your back on us long ago.
Both my
suspect a
heart and
fight's
mind
coming.
are telling me that what you are proposing is a terrible idea. However,
Does sound like a terrible idea, because you're talking about how adults didn't have the right resonance, and you needed to do this when they were kids, and now they're both adults. Something tells me this is just not going to go well. And also, yeah, if you try to do anything to Cyno, you're going to make a lot of people angry, whether you want to or not, whether we want to or not. So I think you should really consider how you go about this process.
Don't listen to him, Cyno. That power is no more yours to give than it is his to take. You have to understand.
I know. But if this is a question of your freedom versus a fragment of power, then there is nothing to debate.
Yeah.
Sorry to interrupt, but in my view, there are a number of contentions here that still need addressing.
Thank you, Tainari.
Say that Cyno refuses to return his power, and you also refuse to release Cyrus. Then we are at an impasse. I find it hard
Thanks,
to believe
Tainari,
that
for
you
being
went to all this effort
the
without
voice of
planning
reason
for that
and logic
possibility.
here.
You're trying to gauge where we stand while keeping your remaining cards close to your chest. Well, my stance is, put the rest of your cards on the table. Then we can have a discussion.
Yeah, that's right.
Those ears. So, we have a descendant of the Valukashuna in our midst.
Oh yeah, aren't the Valuka
Splendid.
Shuna also from the desert? And then it's just that Tainari's just doesn't
Fate
have
smiles upon us after all.
the right constitution to be in the desert.
Everything we have longed for, Hermanubis will provide. Perhaps this very day we'll...
Oh, what? Oh. Are you okay, sir?
Why is he coughing so much? He looks like he's in really bad shape.
Ramon's condition is critical. He must have been forcing himself to act strong. His eyesight must be failing him too. Otherwise, he would have noticed Tainari's ears right away. Okay, glad I'm not the only one who thought, you know, that's a pretty obvious thing he should have noticed right away. But, okay, I don't want him to just die there. I mean, I kind of want us to resolve this issue. I mean, it sounds like there's a lot of past differences here that need to be resolved, and we can all do this peacefully. No, murdering each other for power or anything of the sort. Or, I mean, betrayals, yes, I'm sure we can work this out, but I don't want him to... Okay, let's...
Pamoon, you...
Take our leader back to his room.
Sethos, you must...
Grandfather, I know what you wish to say. Leave this in my hands.
Uh-oh.
I don't like to drag out conversations, so I'll just cut to the chase.
Okay, cut to the
Had Cyrus
chase.
not stopped the experiment all those years ago? The plan would most likely have been a success. The wisdom of Hermanubis would have been ours.
Okay.
Still, it's no use talking about what-ifs. We cannot change the past. I'm not like my grandfather. The Temple of Silence has a grand legacy and a sacred duty to fulfill. So it's somewhat inevitable for the leader to have an inflated sense of self.
Yes.
But I see things a little differently. I don't believe the temple has the same stature that it once did. Time has worn away at its prestige and changed things almost beyond recognition.
It has.
So I'm not going to force your hand. You're all free to leave. Except for Cyrus.
Well, if he's not free to leave, then we're all stuck here.
Once. And now I'm giving the rest of you yours.
We're stuck here.
You have courage and wise judgment, kid. Reminds me a lot of Bamoon in his younger years. I truly wish that the temple would take an objective look at the academia of today.
Yeah.
You've been to the city yourself. I'm sure you've seen that much has changed for the better.
Yeah, the academia of today. Not necessarily the academia of like a year and a half ago, when there's still a ton of corruption and the whole false god stuff and all those sorts of other basically abuses they were doing on the people with the Akasha experiments and stuff like that. But yeah, today it's great. I'm sure you would love to go visit there.
And things will only continue to improve. Why not consider cooperating with the academia once more?
If you hadn't betrayed my grandfather, I might well be open to persuasion. But it's a bit too late for that now, Cyrus.
Tighnari made a good point earlier. He said there has to be more to your plan than this, and I agree. All you and Bamoon are after is the Ba fragment. The professor will accept whatever fate you deem fit for him out of a sense of guilt.
That's true.
I'm the one who has a choice to make. And that's how it was always going to be.
That's also true.
Ultimately, you want to trade the Ba fragment for the professor, correct?
I'm glad to see you're giving it some serious consideration.
I won't forsake my professor, nor do I intend to run from a problem that I must face sooner or later. Give me one night to make my decision.
That works. Then I'll be waiting to hear your verdict, Cyno. Oh, my grandfather still has a fair few things he wants to say to Cyrus, so I'll be escorting him back now.
Okay. Oh, transition.
Are you sure about negotiating with him?
Doesn't look like we have a choice here.
Need to think this through. Everyone, let's meet again later tonight. Until then, take some time for yourself.
Alright, well, don't put too much pressure
She's
on
learned a
yourself,
lot
Cyno.
about things
If you need
today.
any help working things out, just come and find us.
Yeah. No ditching us allowed. Well, you know you can't, anyway. Sage of Sages. I mean, well, learned a lot about Cyno there. Oh, like, oh, hello. Oh, there's people around here now. There's people here. I mean, of course there's people here. That's the whole building's open to us right now. Oh my gosh. This place is so cool. They have used so many different plants. I like that about the desert ruins. Somehow you have all these plants there here, and you guys should take care of them all. Can I not talk to any? Nobody here wants to talk to me? Are you sure? I'd love to talk to all of you. No? Well, in the environment we're seeing here, though, actually looks quite similar to the House of Dana in terms of, you know, people just are just chilling here, researching, you know, all these books, this knowledge, it's accessible to them, and they're just studying here. So I mean, you know, it would be cool if these two academic institutions could work together, especially since, you know, the academia has gone through some reforms. Yeah, I mean, Cyno does have a big decision to make. let's just all admit that even without the power of Hermanubis, Cyno would still be a really strong opponent. But at the same time, it's a power he's lived with his whole life, even though basically as long as he can remember. So even if he doesn't really understand his power, it's been a part of him this whole time. He's probably reluctant to give it up. But I can also sense that if giving it up really meant he could save Cyrus, then he would. And, well, we'll see how that goes. I mean, I don't blame him. Basically like a father figure to him. And, you know, I completely understand that. I hope everything turns out okay. Can we sit in the chair? Oh my gosh. There should be like an achievement or something that happens like, what, you dare sit on our leader's throne? I mean like actually like, okay. Later tonight. This is later tonight now. Talk things over with your companions. That's right, companions. Let's see. Where are all of you at? Hang on. Do any of you have anything to say?
Hey!
No, because you guys don't even talk to me. Oh, okay. The group gathers again at the agreed time.
I've taken some
This
time
lovely
to
little
reflect
library
on
here.
this. If I had to guess, Professor Cyrus came to the desert knowing that he would almost certainly never return.
No. Who's gonna grow the tomatoes then? Who's gonna go have the tomato contest with Zaha Hadid? We gotta bring him back.
He's a stubborn man who tends to double down when he feels strongly about something. We won't get anywhere trying to convince him to escape.
Yeah.
I agree. My master Nephis says the same thing. Once Cyrus makes up his mind about something, he won't listen to reason.
Yep.
So that's one thing. A few other things come to mind too. You've heard all you need to hear about the Temple of Silence. So on that,
Yep, we
I don't
were
have
all
anything to
there
add.
with you.
My own memories of this place are hazy though. Probably something to do with the overpowering presence of the Ba fragments. That might explain why I suffered from constant headaches and fevers as a child.
That would make sense.
I do remember having some fleeting moments of profound emotion when vague images would appear in my mind. But I don't recall much, only bits and pieces.
Probably the
I
power
was still
trying
young
to take
then,
over you.
and all I could understand was that there was a
Take over
strong
you.
will inside my mind. Thinking back on it now, I suppose it was Hermanubis' way of trying to encourage me, even if we couldn't communicate. The power that came to inhabit my spirit was probably one of the cornerstones of their whole faith. So if the will and might of Hermanubis is a real, intangible thing, and they are its rightful worshippers, then...
You're not gonna give in to their demands, are you? Surely there has to be another way.
Well, it's not like he's... Oh, shoot. I shouldn't say that. I was gonna say, it's not like he's gonna die if he gives the Ba fragment up, right? Then I realized... We don't actually know that. We don't know if he's gonna die or not if he gives up his power. I know, right? They're probably not happy to have seen their power be not here over the last couple decades. Don't make any rash decisions, Cyno.
No. I have no intention of returning it. I need this power to protect Sumeru.
Yes.
But the temple has the right to make the final decision over its fate, since it belongs to one of the 7 pillars of King Deshret. So I will challenge them head on, and win the right to wield this power for myself, fair and square.
This reminds me of something Alhaitham mentioned to me just before we left. He said that the Temple of Silence was originally founded by the ruling elite of the day. Traditionally, such organizations are bound by a strict and ancient code of nobility. Kaveh has made similar observations about the desert tribes from his work trips there. He says many of them have their own internal rules. They talk about the importance of never dishonoring their tribal bonds, or the rules laid down by their ancestors. I think we could turn that to our advantage. Go back to them with a proposal of our own.
I see.
Wow, and just like that, we've turned the tables on
We play them with their own rules.
Looks like we have the same idea. Turn it back on them now while we still can, in terms that they cannot refuse. That's how we win this.
Sounds good to me.
Great. And I know just how to start the conversation. Let's go find Sethos. We'll tell him that I know a thing or two about medicine and would like to take a look at his grandfather's condition.
Which is absolutely true. To Sethos. Am I going the right way? No. I'm clearly getting lost in a big library, which is like, you know, a dream kind of thing. Dream to get lost in a sea of knowledge, but we're kind of in a hurry. Or maybe not in a hurry. Zethel said we could have one day to figure things out. But we shouldn't dilly-dally. What is down here? It's just sand? Just more sand? Okay. That's fine. I mean, it's a desert. So obviously there's gonna be some sand.
Sethos, let's talk.
It's such a cool door.
Have you made up your mind?
We'll get to that, but first, I have some degree of medical training, so I was wondering if you might let me take a look at your grandfather?
I have no objections, although we do have our own doctors here. I doubt you'll be able to tell us anything we don't already know.
Only one way to find out.
Follow me.
I guess it can't hurt.
Keep your voices down. We don't want to disturb it.
Understood. Henry takes off his medical kit and performs a basic medical exam from Pamon.
Let's talk outside.
Yeah, let's do that.
Bamoon has fallen into a deep coma, and his prognosis is quite grave. I'm sure that your physicians have come to the same conclusion. He appears to have sustained a serious injury in his youth, which has been exacerbated over the years by the heavy burden of work and now by the effects of old age. Regretfully, I must inform you that, based on what I've seen with patients in a similar condition, he doesn't have long left. A few days at most.
Yeah.
I hope we can resolve
I've known
things.
for a long time.
We can resolve things.
You're his heir, aren't you? You clearly have a lot of respect for the man. But you also see things differently. You have a broader range of concerns and a more pragmatic approach.
You have your own approach
So
to things.
tell
I
me
respect that a
how
lot.
we can end this on your terms. Let's find a way to bring all this to a resolution while Bamoon is still alive to see it. That's what really matters to you. I know it.
Yeah, I want.
Yeah, there's no time to waste
Yeah,
here.
I don't want to
You know
leave
that
any
better than anyone.
loose ends.
You know, the two of you are actually in a very similar predicament right now. Both of you have a very different perspective from the men who raised you.
Right. And you didn't create this situation. They did, but somehow you've ended up having to make the tough decisions.
You're right. We both look at this problem very differently than the people we inherited it from. I accept, Cyno. This all began because of Hermanubis. So let's end it with the rite he himself created. Legend has it that when Hermanubis first arrived in Tuletula, he sparred with the city's residents. He and his two companions proved their mettle by fighting over several days, winning the support of many fine people.
Remembrance.
That group of supporters were some of the first members of the Temple of Silence, and the sparring matches were enshrined as one of our founding rites, the rite of duels. It's where it all began.
Awesome.
Sounds very fitting.
That works for our situation,
As
at
a
least.
fellow vessel of Hermanubis, your ties to the Temple of Silence run deep. So I will permit you to participate in this rite. along with your chosen companions.
3 against 3. Sounds good.
However, I have some additional terms. As the challengers, you must win all 3 of your fights to win. And Cyno, both of us must put our Ba fragment on the line. The winner takes them both.
Are you
Letting
sure?
Cyrus leave with one of the Ba fragments was a mistake.
Hang
made
on.
by my grandfather out of pity.
Can one person handle both,
It is a
though?
long-standing issue that must be addressed for the Temple of Silence to move forward. I can make no concessions on that front.
None needed. We're on the same page.
Okay.
If I win, the Temple of Silence must release Cyrus and consider this past dispute resolved.
Resolved.
If you win,
That's what we want.
I'll return my power to you.
Resolving the issue.
It's a deal. Then let's meet at the ceremonial hall tomorrow evening, 8 o'clock. I'm really looking forward to this rite of duels. It'll be one for the ages. Not just for the sake of the Ba fragments, but for many other people as well. Grandfather.
Aww.
I see everything.
Okay, well, I guess I didn't expect that to do anything. Oh, because he's in a coma.
Everyone?
Grandfather. You have to hold on.
That's right. I really do hope he lives to see it. Well, I guess that's why we're doing it tomorrow. Not leaving any time to be wasted.
Well, after how that went, there's definitely no turning back
No,
now.
we've agreed to a full-on
There
fight.
never was. Turning back hasn't been an option for me since the moment the professor slipped away to return to the
That's
desert.
right.
You have to win. You need this power, both as General Mahamatra and for yourself.
Yeah, that's right. Besides, it stayed with you ever since you were a small child. Surely that's a sign it thinks of you as its rightful owner.
Yeah.
Both as General Mahamatra and for myself. Yeah, when you put it that way. I've had to overcome a lot to tame this power and claim it for myself.
know, right?
Not everyone could have done
It sounds
that.
like it was really...
Exactly!
It sounds like it was really overwhelming for you at the beginning, so... Like, even if it's just trying to communicate with you, the fact that you're able to wield this power so naturally now, and live your normal, albeit not normal, but you know, just your life the way that you want to without being really controlled by it. I mean, that shows that you've earned the respect of Hermanubis. We gotta focus on winning. We'll help you see this through.
The Traveler and I will never lose.
Especially what's for you, Cyno.
And neither shall I.
That's right.
The desert was home to an ancient and great civilization that, for a variety of reasons, fell out with the civilization of the rainforest. It's just as Dia said. Prejudice has pushed people apart.
Yeah.
But there must be personal factors at work here too. I can't shake the feeling that Bamun cares for many more things than he lets on.
Yeah.
And I don't think that Zethos is any kind of villain. He's just doing what he
He
thinks
has
is
a lot of
best.
responsibilities, a leader.
Tomorrow, everything will be
I hope
resolved.
so. Alright, then kind of explored, so I hope it's a ton more things to do. Sorry, we're gonna be 8 minutes late to this duel. That's our bad, because I could have put the clock exactly at 8 o'clock and I didn't. Oh well. Go to the ceremony. Where is... Oh, this must have been the door that was closed before. This is really cool, this whole... Can we come back to this area afterwards? Because I think that would be really cool. Let's see. Let's see. Well, it looks like this is where you go get your equipment before you go play. This is not the real way to go. They won't even let me jump into there by mistake. This place is a maze. Like, what's over here? Is it just another way to go to the same place? I think it's just another way to go. Oh, we're ready for a duel.
We gather on this day to perform once more the rite of duels, with the greatest of all sages, Lord Hermanubis, as our witness, for his power and authority is present in our midst. This is our most sacred of ceremonies, and no disruption from the audience shall be tolerated. It is incumbent upon all to observe the duel with the utmost respect and reverence throughout the proceedings. Representing the Temple of Silence, the Defenders.
Grandfather, you're here.
You're okay, well,
after all these years.
Okay as you can be.
I am surprised by your decisions, Sethos.
I know what I'm doing, Grandfather. Just leave it to me.
Representing the Academia, the Challengers.
Ready. We will fight to have our voices heard.
Well, they're listening.
Warriors, take your positions and decide on the order of battle. We come not to debate what brings our challengers here, nor what will become of the defeated duelists. Duelists, the might of Hermanubis himself is at stake here. Now, fight. Fight until the rightful victor is proclaimed.
That's right. I'll go first.
Huh? Are you
sure? We're trying to keep our morale up.
I agree. He's very strong. Sending him out first will definitely
I think everybody
intimidate
here
the
is pretty
opposing
strong.
side.
Okay, then you're second.
Sure.
We have decided.
So have we. Let's begin.
Let's begin.
Duelists of the first bout, please step forward.
That's right. This dull blade has been through so much. Yeah, you'll have no idea. This is the kind of weapon that's been used to slay gods. Not actually, but we could have done that if we wanted to. Leave it to me. Okay, it's actually gonna force me to use ether? Or do I just have to choose to use ether? Oh, okay.
Safety first.
What?
Hey, you
It's
there.
2 against
Better
1.
play nice with them.
What am I supposed to do with this? Get over here so I can use this egg.
Little bit too much chatter from the audience
Oh.
over there.
Yeah, Paimon. There you go. This is 2 against 1. I don't see how this is fair. Okay.
Propagate.
Okay, go into the bloom course. That's all you had to offer us for round 1?
A swift end to the first bout. I now invite the duelists of the second bout to please
Let's
step
go,
forward.
Tainari!
When you're both ready, you may begin.
Let's begin.
Watch out!
Oh. Oh, you could have.
He drank plenty of water before the bout, so he should be fine.
Good to know. We don't have like you know, anything electro here. That would help us with these guys. Oh, come on. There you go. Oh, okay. That worked. Great. Okay. Going good.
Thus ends the second
I'm
bout.
so sorry, Sethos.
We will now move to the third bout.
Sethos probably knows.
Please step forward.
He probably already knows the outcome of this, and this is part of his plan. I'm just thinking. Like, I know it's not canonical, but there's no way he sent 2 mushrooms at us. If he didn't already know that there's going to be a certain result he's expecting from this.
I'm ready.
So am I.
Gosh, it's been a long time since we heard this
This
music.
is the final stage of the rite. I remind you both that the terms you agreed upon in advance are binding. When you're both ready, you may begin.
I am Sethos, vessel of Hermanubis, grandson of Bamoon, the leader of the Temple of Silence. For many years, We have kept our covenant with Lord Hermanubis by guarding the secrets of King Deshret. And even in our darkest hour, when we could not see a way forward, we chose not to abandon hope, but to embark on a brave new experiment so that we might prevail. We earnestly sought Lord Hermanubis' wisdom and power, longing to see his spirit and his light descend upon us. Now, I will fight to become the rightful wielder of that power!
I am Cyno, General Mahamatra of the Academia, student and successor of Cyrus, the Sage of Spontamod. I fight in defense of my power, my professor, and
That's
my nation.
right.
And you. I think you left some
You go,
things
Cyno.
unsaid. This is a sacred duel, and Hermanubis is watching. So bare your soul.
Everyone, old and young, fit and frail, they're all waiting to see how this duel will end. My grandfather is a wise leader. He is also known to be a ruler who is not afraid to get blood on his hands. I understand his beliefs well, and I know what he expects of me. But our faith has held us back for too long. After I grew up, I went to the rainforest once, and I saw for myself the people of the city. Times have changed. The people of Sumeru are happier and more free now than in the past.
That's right.
I thought about this as I stood at one of the tallest points in the city, gazing down at the streets below. Then I thought of you, Cyno. You and I both wield the same power, but the lives we lead could not be more different. Each Ba fragment of Hermanubis stands for something different. Might, glory, and one of many other secrets that have yet to be revealed. I once thought that the nature of our fragments must be what makes us so different from one another. But maybe it's that you've found your answer, and I am still searching for mine.
I am more than just a warrior. I am my own person.
Exactly.
The name Hermanubis has left its mark on both of us, shaped the course of our lives. We are his vessels, and yet we are more besides.
Yeah, you have your own life.
Show me your answer, Cyno. Show me I can be more than my faith, more than the power I wield. Show me the person I can become.
Yeah, that's the confidence I like. See, you guys got this. I don't know who I'm cheering for anymore. Well, I guess we'll find out. Awesome fight scene. They're both super powerful. Cephalo's power is like white, like the Cyno's is like purple. Oh my gosh!
That's all you've got? What happened to searching for your answer?
Let's go! Huh?
fight's over. Do you yield?
You won.
Well then, looks like you found your answer.
Looks like you found your answer.
I give his glory to you.
Oh my gosh, we just made Cyno extra powerful.
I've seen that light. That is the light of our Lord, the great Hermanubis, priest over all other priests. His spirit dwells within that lightning, and his will lives on.
Oh, that's right.
Once a warrior of Tynar, he emerged from the barren desert sands to serve the god king Al-Ahmar. After the death of the god king, Hermanubis gathered his followers and the Tynarian priests and led them to the city of Tule-Tula.
Interesting.
There, they founded the Temple of Silence. And from that day forth, we became stewards of all knowledge that survived from King Deshret's civilization. Barely a century passed before war ravaged the desert. One by one, Eremite leaders took up arms against each other in battles that would devour what little remained of their civilization. Only the wise city of Tule-Tula was spared under the guiding hand of the Tynarians. But peace did not last. Coveting the knowledge of King Deshret, the beasts set their eyes on Tule-Tula. The king of Gurabad laid siege to the city and ordered the sages to surrender to him the Temple of Silence as proof of his victory. The ruling elite colluded with their oppressors, betraying the temple so as to hold on to their rule over the city. They declared that the knowledge guarded by the temple was the true cause of corruption. These were dark days, and we faced enemies on all sides. Our Lord had long since exhausted his strength, keeping the forbidden knowledge introduced by King Deshret.
Yeah, that forbidden knowledge caused a lot of problems,
To
didn't it?
ensure the temple's continued survival, he broke his being into many pieces and began the ceremony of Hermanubis' legacy, bestowing his power upon his mortal followers. With this power, the temple was able to defeat the tyrant's army. Yet, we were not hailed as heroes. Strange and unfamiliar as this power was, it struck fear into the people's hearts and drove them to reject us. In the end, the people of the temple and the Tule-Tula Tynarians left the city for good and made their way to the rainforest. What followed next was inevitable. The elite of Tule-Tula fell and were decimated. War engulfed the desert. And we wandered from place to place, always in hiding, all the while keeping close watch over our secrets and staying true to our mission.
Did a pretty good job, then, considering.
Betrayal forced us out of the desert and into the forest. Then mistrust drove us from the forest into the desert once more. We have lived in exile for far, far too long. Yet, today, the Temple of Silence has borne witness to the glory of Hermanubis once more. Thank you.
You're welcome. I'm glad that You were there just long enough. Okay, we just made Cyno extra powerful. I hope that's a good thing for all of the nation.
How is it? Do you feel okay?
Aww. Oh no. Oh, we were teleporting away. Okay. What's gonna
Grandfather.
You, Sethos, and the other members of the temple bid farewell to Bamun. In the great hall, people gather around the coffin to pay their respects. The atmosphere is solemn.
Hey, Sethos. You'll get through this.
It's a funeral, but yes. I mean, yeah, we support you.
I know. I'll miss him.
I'm so sorry for your loss.
I guess you were prepared for this. It's been a long time coming, huh?
Yeah, he's been on death's door for a very long time now. I think it was only through sheer willpower that he managed to hold on to this point. At least, he was able to see this chapter come to a close before he passed.
Yeah.
What's next for you?
For that, I'm relieved.
My grandfather's last wishes. The Temple of Silence should submit to whoever possesses the largest number of Hermanupus fragments. That entitles you to be our new leader, Cyno.
But that's never going to work, as I'm sure you realize. I'm the General Mahamatra. I am needed back at the Academia. I did foresee this possibility, and I gave it some thought. The fact is, I know next to nothing about the staff, records, and environment here. As such, I am ill-suited to be your leader.
Yeah.
Sethos, I believe the honor should go to you.
Yeah.
Were it not for this duel, or indeed if you had other intentions, the Ba fragments would most likely be in your hands by now. I'm sure Bamun never meant for anyone but you to be his successor.
You really think so?
I know so.
I do.
Still, I didn't think Bamun looked very surprised by the final result.
Yeah.
Perhaps he had an inkling that this would be the way things
I
end.
think everybody did.
Well, in any case, since the Ba fragments are with me now, I guess I can call the shots.
Yeah, you can enlist somebody else to be the
Sethos,
leader.
I would like you to succeed Bamun as the new leader of the Temple of Silence. You are more suited to the role than I, and I have complete faith that you will be an excellent leader.
Yeah, I think...
Just think of it as doing me a favor.
But doesn't that render everything that we've been through up to now meaningless?
Well, no.
No, it doesn't. This experience has allowed us to become friends.
That's right.
Which means that the Academia and the Temple of Silence will become partners once more.
Yeah. And I mean, it doesn't make it meaningless. The whole point of how we came here is to rescue Cyrus. And all the stuff with the Hermanubis fragments was just, you know. Well, I guess we're happy the way it's gone. I mean, it's sad that Bamon passed away, but at least he got to see his work fulfilled before he died. And I think he'd be very proud of you to succeed him, Sethos. And as you're saying, you know, the Temple of Silence is not, you know, this grand, prestigious organization like it once was, but they could probably use the leadership of someone like you who's willing to accept change and reform. And now is a better time than ever for the Academia and Temple of Silence to work together. Both organizations are going through reforms that I think would help them set aside their past differences. So I think this is the way it was meant to be. Or as you say, this is the way fate has written it.
That's a much bigger deal than you might think, Sethos. You said yourself, times have changed. You have to believe that things can change for the better here at the temple too.
We can get rid of the other fake Temple of Silence that nobody knows what they even do anymore.
I will try. To be honest, I couldn't have asked for a better outcome.
Actually, part of me wonders whether Bamun's intentions from the very beginning was just to create enough pressure to force us towards a duel. That way, no matter who won, one of us would have to surrender our Ba fragment, and the power of Hermanubis would be concentrated in one single person. Had you won, the Temple of Silence would have doubled its strength. And were I to win, he correctly anticipated that I wouldn't suddenly drop everything to become the leader of the temple, much less integrate the temple into the academia by force.
Yeah. Collaboration.
He knew that the temple's
friendship.
future would depend not just on the guidance of Hermanubis, but the support of the academia too. So he made it his responsibility to ensure his successor would be free from the burdens of the past.
Tied up the loose
His
ends.
plan meant that whoever ended up succeeding him, they would have an easier time interacting with the academia. With one single letter, he lured out the professor.
Yeah, that was quite easy to do,
No
wasn't
matter
it?
what happened after that, it would result in a net benefit to the temple.
It was a genius plan.
And here I thought the General Mahamatra wouldn't care for all these trivial
What do you mean? He's an investigator.
You're
Well,
absolutely
he
right.
arrests people, but investigating
Grandfather
helps
and I
out
considered
too.
this from every angle. We had to find a way to mend our relationship with the academia. In that sense, the right of duels was just a means to an end. Thank you for everything, Cyno. As a gesture of our gratitude, to those that you and Lesser Lord Kusanali deem worthy, I will grant the honor of access to the Temple of Silence for their pursuit of knowledge.
Awesome.
The Temple of Silence has a wealth
Oh
of
my gosh,
information
I want to go
on
through
King
this
Deshret's
library.
civilization, more than any other organization in existence today. In times when you need information that only we can provide, we will be here to support you. But you must be exceedingly careful with your selection of candidates, lest you lead humanity to repeat the same mistakes.
Yes.
By the way, Tainari, my grandfather was so happy to see you. You are a descendant of the Veluca Shuna, and we are the heirs to the will of Hermanubis. The story goes that King Deshret chose the sage Hermanubis from among the Tainarians and appointed him as his familiar.
It's the ears.
He went on to fight many valiant battles with his Tainarian companions. They always stood by each other, from the founding of the Temple of Silence to the fall of Tuletula. The Tainarians who left Tuletula joined their human counterparts in the rainforest. A few centuries later, when some of the group returned to the desert, many of the Tainarians chose to stay and put down roots in the rainforest.
Now they can't go back to
In
the
all
desert.
likelihood, those were your ancestors.
How fascinating. My father once mentioned that I was named after the Tainarians, but I never knew that my forebears had such a history with the Temple of Silence.
I like this story.
Me too. Everything sort of connects together.
Cyrus?
Oh.
Ah, yes. Cyrus. You'll probably find him in my grandfather's room. He wouldn't show it in front of me, but I think he still has many fond memories of my grandfather.
If it's true that you and your grandfather really planned for everything to turn out this way, then I guess he didn't really resent Cyrus as much as he appeared to.
I mean, he let Cyrus go. He let Cyrus go and take Cyno with him. I mean, that shows that, you know, either he had grand ambitions from the start, or else, you know, didn't actually really begrudge him that decision in the first place.
Who knows? Perhaps all of us. You, me, and Cyrus. We're all just pawns in my grandfather's plan to set things straight. He was awful.
At least
like
the con didn't turn out that bad.
Someone's got to make the decisions when history is at a crossroads. I will make a detailed report on all of this to Lesser Lord Kusanali, and arrange for an official delegation from the academia to come and meet you in the desert. I'm sure you'll have lots to attend to in the days ahead. But once things return to normal, please come and visit the rainforest again.
Yeah.
You should stay for a few days this time, and start to build some relationships.
Be good friends.
If we're going to work together, both sides have to get to know one another better.
I will. All right, well, Bye for now, everyone. I'll be seeing you.
See you soon. Come hang out with us anytime.
Take care of yourself. Take the time that you need. And even though your grandfather's death was foreseeable, I mean, still take the time you need to mourn. I guess everything worked out the way it was supposed to in the end. Best of luck to you, Sickness. The dead past is the living present.
Did you see, Grandfather? Cyno chose me to succeed you as leader of the Temple of Silence. I will now serve in his stead.
Oh, sorry, I didn't know you had nothing.
We did it.
Oh, sorry.
We achieved what we set out to do. From this day on, the Temple of Silence has the chance to work with the Academia once more. Real change. Real opportunities. They are now within our grasp. Did you see, Grandfather? Cyno chose me to succeed you as leader of the Temple of Silence. I will now serve in his stead. It's still early days, and I can't say that I know him that well yet. But after that battle, I now understand why he came here with a whole group of friends. Companionship means to trust and be trusted. Just like Cyno and his friends, we too will fight side by side and support each other in times of trouble.
Friends! And now you can join us. You can join us in the friend group. The Sumeru boys. I don't know, he's gonna be coming over to visit now, so for sure. Everybody in Sumeru is friends. That friendship, we managed to defeat a lot of bad guys with the power of friendship. So welcome to the gang. And yeah, excited to see you. Excited to see you, that's right. The Sethos will be playable next update, right? So super looking forward to that. Looking forward to seeing more of you. Yeah. In the end, there's nothing really that bad going on around here. Just a very, very complicated plan that all worked out. And I'm glad it all worked out because it seems like everybody's sort of gotten what they wanted. Although for Sethos, I mean, he's also, he lost his spa fragment now, so he's gonna have to get used to not having that power. I mean, once again, not entirely sure why they couldn't just share it. Well, I know why. It's because it's some sort of like a matter of pride, right? In order to resolve this dispute, we needed to complete the Hermanubis power. Well, forgive my honesty, Intef, but we've reached this point in our debate because you mentioned the God King. Of course, and I agree with your assessment of him as a treacherous official. No one deny his role in King Deshret's rulership had two sides, good and evil. He was both. That is the reality of it, is it not? His ambition came from his power and wisdom. Indeed, and compared to Lord Hermanubis, all impure souls should now own themselves filthy and shame, but that matters not. I merely contend that the Goat King is nothing before the Crocodile King. The Crocodile King superior? I'll Akmar above grant this person the eyes to see the many texts we've collected here. And what else? Do anyone say that they were equal worth? None say that they were not. Ah, come on, you gotta listen to me. I'm sure this is a very thrilling academic debate you guys are having here. So it can't be too harsh. Whatever you refuse to talk to me about this next time. I miss doing this. Why is he always so concerned about who's stronger than who? Good point, good point. Well, I guess we can come back here whenever we want. So you're welcome to come back. We've made a new friend, and I'm very happy about that. Because we could always use more of those around here. I mean, we have talked to a lot of our friends here. A lot of friends have helped us get through this journey. So I was glad to add more friends. Oh, back in one piece.
What were you thinking gallivanting off into the desert alone at your age? What if you take the bucket, hmm? You told not a soul what you were up to, designated nobody to handle your affairs, and left everyone scrambling frantically to try and figure out how on earth to clean up the colossal mess you'd made.
True. All of that's true.
Oh, please, will you stop your yelling? What other choice did I have?
What do you mean, what other choice? Do you mean to tell me that after all your years of learning, and sagehood no less, the only idea you could conjure up in that white-haired walnut of yours was to shoot off into the unknown like some hot-headed 20-year-old adventurer? A one-man suicide mission, hmm? That's the best idea that one of the finest minds of a generation could come up with, is it? It astounds me that you survived the journey, and you're lucky that Ba Moon didn't finish you off when you arrived.
All right, all right. Honestly, the way you're going off on me, it's like you wish you'd been there to lend him a hand. Does it mean nothing to you that I'm your colleague and former classmate?
I've got nothing more to say. What's the point of berating an old bag of bones?
What do you mean, bag of bones?
Yeah, he did make it all the way out there into the desert.
Who, despite his old age, saved our General Mahamatra from being stripped of his powers.
Oh, that's what we're saying now.
Okay. Fine, I admit it, I was in the wrong. How can I make it up to you? What about, a month's work at the Academia?
You certainly seem spry enough to do it.
1 month? Try 3.
You certainly seem spry enough to do it.
Nice master is really laying into Cyrus. Let's give them a wide berth.
Yeah. Let's go let the seniors go argue over there. We're too young to get involved.
Professor brought this on himself. Don't pay any attention to him.
Wow, I haven't seen Master get this riled up in a long time. The last time he chewed someone out like this must have been back when I was still a student.
I think I'll go around and update everyone. Tell them the situation's resolved. Want to come
Yeah,
with me?
sure.
We can go for dinner.
Yes, dinner. I
afterwards.
was just to say, we gotta go
Retreat.
get dinner.
You in?
Makes sense. I'm in.
The third dinner of the story quest. Always happy to help. Did we even eat dinner the night we spent in the temple preparing for the fight?
Nevins thinks he's getting a single day of free labor from me. He's got another thing
But
coming.
you just offered 1 month.
I should have asked him to come help out at work much earlier. That would have kept him out of trouble and avoided this whole debacle.
Well, it sounds like everything was supposed to go well from the start anyway.
You'd better start packing your things. Report for work first thing tomorrow morning. I'll be waiting for you.
What about my allowance? Oh, and his lunch covered. How about dinner?
Don't push your luck. Let's not forget who is compensating whom here.
Hey, man's gotta eat. Help me figure out something for lunch.
I'll just give
at
him a
least.
lunch break so he can go get his
counting on
own lunch. Or eat his own lunch. Probably should bring the lunch. Ah! Farzan! Conley!
Hey, Kale.
Conley, we're back and we're alive!
You're back! Well, look who we have here. Would you mind explaining to me what has been going on this past few days?
Yeah.
I heard you all ran off into the desert and got embroiled in a major
Yeah, it was
catastrophe.
a lot.
All taken care of.
That does not answer my question. How could you be so careless? That goes for you as well. Yes, and you
Well,
too.
I mean,
When you run into problems, you really ought to ask for help, you know? I've been around the block. Don't you think it would have made sense to involve me? And let's not forget, I know the desert like the back of my hand.
I'm not sure. I mean, do you want to be spending
Now would not be a
more
good
time
to
in the
attempt to
desert
argue
if
with
you've already
Farzan.
been there for like 100 years?
Mm-hmm.
I'd probably be tired of seeing the desert for the rest of my life.
Talk to you about this sort of thing either. You need to learn that there are times when the right thing to do is get a more experienced member of staff involved. Do I make myself clear? Because if you don't,
Kale, please do something.
He's giving me the signal. All right, guess it's time to play my ace.
Conley, do something!
Say, Madam Farzan, I can see you're pretty upset, but I was just wondering. Remember that time you offered to give me a tour of the Academia? Does that offer still stand? Huh?
Yeah.
Wait, did I hear that right?
Kale, you remember? Wonderful. Well, of course the offer still stands. Come on. Madame Farozan will show you around the old classrooms.
Great. Thanks, Kale. We owe you one.
Poor Kale getting dragged off like that. Also, check out Farozan acting like some sort of official academia tour
Well,
guide.
she's probably spent a lot of time here.
Kale, cup.
Huh? What? Oh, right!
What do you mean, cup? You need a cup. I can get you a cup.
Oh, it's nothing. Just Master's way of reminding me to stay hydrated while I'm out and about.
Okay, what does it actually mean?
It's code for let's reconvene at the cafe. Tighnari and I used it while we were in school, and it's become something of a family tradition now.
Family tradition.
Oh, that's kind of fun.
Mm-hmm.
For our lovely
Two people
found
left.
family.
Let's bring them along too.
Oh, we're getting them? Oh, thanks, Kale. Kale, the only person Farazan will never be upset with, of course. I love how they kind of have a lot of people they're just kind of whispering each other, Kale, do something! You gotta do something. You can't say we're trying to wink, but basically. Of course, are they arguing just like the first time we met them here? Yeah, how's it going for you two?
Am I hallucinating? Or do I see Kaveh and Alhaitham engaged in diligent studying?
They're working together.
We're just reorganizing all the books we used. Look, there's a
They're
whole
working
mountain of
together!
them.
There's no rush. Nobody reads these books anyway.
They haven't fought a
sincere
single
thanks to you
time this
both.
story quest.
Yes, with your help, we resolved the issue rather swiftly and painlessly. And the outcome was better than we could have hoped for.
Cyno informs Alhaitham and Kaveh of everything that happened in the desert.
I see. The Temple of Silence resorted to rather unique means of self-preservation. It explains how they managed to remain hidden for so many years.
And it sounds like they managed to preserve a whole load of ancient documents as well. I'd love to go check those out if I ever had the chance.
That day will come. The Temple of Silence is a hugely important organization, and we'll be sure to maintain good relations with them in the future.
Yeah.
Now, as a token of my appreciation, I'd like to treat everyone to coffee.
Sounds good.
Coffee for
Yeah,
dinner?
sounds great. Although after the last
Y-
few
yeah.
days, I don't know if I can handle another coffee. But I can just order something else.
Mm-hmm.
Sure. Let's go.
Okay, probably not wine either. That's probably not what we're going for here. Alright. Oh, we're going to the cafe though. Okay, I guess coffee is what they do. I'm sorry, I thought we were going to the tavern again. Oh my gosh, I don't want to start the quest. So we're gonna. Sorry, Garcia, we're gonna go right around you. I know you need our help, but we're too busy. We got a coffee date with some people here.
And then the traveler just pounced on their opponent and knocked him right out cold.
2 mushrooms.
Then there was Tighnari. He put up an amazing fight too. We ended up winning all 3 bouts.
It was pretty cool.
Whoa. Part of me wishes I'd been there to see it, but I'd have been biting my nails off worrying about you guys.
A truly edifying account of the events. Bereft of detail, but it has livened up the room all the same.
Hey, Paimon included all the juicy details. The traveler just pounced and then waved their sword like this, then spun around and blocked.
Despite winning 3 bouts in a row, you still ceded the position of leader to him. That's very dignified of you, Cyno.
Of course. Being dignified comes with being a true champion.
Oh no. Wait,
I
what
got
about
to be
the...
a champion too for once. I've not sparred much with desert folk before.
I almost forgot.
It was a pretty unique experience.
The card game match. Uh-oh. You might have to do that. The venue was pretty impressive too. A very ceremonial affair.
Yeah, huge huge place! It felt like something right out of an epic poem! Imagine this. It was like there was...
Maybe save that one for later, Paimon. Dessert's here.
Dessert's here. Everyone enjoys each other's company and the General Mahamatra's generosity. The shockwaves left by the Temple of Silence
I think
gradually
that'll
fade
do
away.
me for today.
Well, thanks for coming over.
Shall we stop off at the House of Dana again before heading home? We should probably finish putting all those books back.
They are
My thoughts
cooperating.
exactly. See you around.
Is this the first
I
time
should
we're...
get going as well. See you all later.
This is
Make sure you get some good rest tonight.
You guys have changed. Since when have you guys not fighting all the time?
For their help. Also, Sir Nephis says he wanted to introduce me to some of the Academia's work processes. So, I got a dash too.
Alright, good luck, Holly.
Kali's come a long way. She's much more confident at dealing with other people these days.
We're all so proud of Kale. I mean, she's grown so much and studied so hard and really just overcome all of these really horrible experiences she's had so gracefully. So, yeah, super proud of her.
Everyone's a work in progress. You never stop learning.
Yeah, true.
Yep. What was the camera moving towards? It's panning away.
That was good. It feels like everything's finally wrapped up now.
For real this
Life is
time.
all about these moments when you can finally relax and hang out with good friends
I
after
know,
a job
right?
well done. And also, those desserts Cyno got, they were really good. Paimon definitely needs more of those in the future.
The entire theme of the story quest has just been, let's just hang out with our friends, because we love hanging out with our friends. And we made such strong friendships and bonds in our journey through Sumeru. So it's just so nice to meet everybody again, and I'm just so happy. I'm so happy we got to help out Cyno. I mean, we finally got to sort of fill in some of the blanks about his past and everything. And I think we were able to bring some resolution to his story, and Sethos' story too. Like they said, the problem was kind of thrust upon them, but they handled it very gracefully and in their own way. It's like not necessarily going with the way that the people before them handled things, but also in a way that respects their will. It's very good. Let's come back here again sometime.
Do you three have anything planned for the rest of the day?
I guess not, no? Oh no, is this the card
If
game?
not, would you come somewhere with me?
Sure, where are we going?
That's a secret for now. Wouldn't want to spoil the surprise.
Okay, I think I can guess what you're talking about. It'll definitely be a nice surprise.
Well, now Paimon's curious. Come on, let's go.
Let's go! Go to the place Cyno mentioned. Oh, should I pick this waypoint? And higher. Sanctuary of Sarasana.
Been a while since I last made my way up here.
Wow, look at this place. We're so high up.
We are.
Need any help?
Don't underestimate me. I'm actually a tree climbing champion.
As you wish.
Thanks, Tainari.
That's a nice spot, isn't it?
Yeah.
What a great view. We're so high up, we can see for miles.
Traveler,
Yeah?
turn around.
Wow. Beautiful sunset. Look at the whole world around us. It's beautiful.
This is my secret base. Somewhere I only bring my best friends.
Aww.
When I was a student, I used to slip away and climb up here all the time, just to clear my head. I was quite young then, and hadn't made too many friends yet. Back then, I had a lot of the same questions that Sethos was asking. Who am I? Why do I have this power? And what should I be fighting for? Our gifts help us to find our rightful place in the world. That was my experience.
And I'm sure Sethos will figure things out in his own time, too.
Yeah, I hope so too. As long as Hermanubis' power endures, you will remain inextricably linked to the Temple of Silence.
You two really are like brothers. I feel the same way.
You're one tough cookie, Cyno. You're a true champion now.
Of course. I see no need to be humble when it comes to the facts. I still remember one time when we came up here to chat and do our homework. Cyno accidentally dropped a fruit. Luckily, he has fast reflexes, so he caught it just in time.
Well,
that was the one and only time. Nothing will ever slip through my fingers again. Those were good times. I kind of miss the student life.
You know, Paimon really shouldn't be able to imagine Cyno doing something like that, but for some strange reason, the mental image is coming through clear as day.
Then make it stop.
Oh, okay.
There's somebody there.
Cyrus!
It's Professor Cyrus. You guys carry on without me. I'll be right back. Okay.
Thank you for bringing us here. Oh, we should go to
Hey, you're not supposed to jump down. Be careful.
I'm sure he's a wind glider. You have a wind glider, Cyno? Or you just jump down and almost break your legs, except not because you're super powerful. Okay. This is the only time we got to play as Cyno this entire time.
Surrender.
Nope, he still got his power.
Oh my days. I can't believe how stupid I look in this one.
Professor, what are you muttering to yourself about?
Cyno, just the man I'm looking for. Guess what I found in some old notebooks?
Oh no.
Some old photos?
That's adorable!
Can you believe it? This notebook was just sitting in a pile of odds and ends in the sage's office. I must have forgotten to take it with me, and no one's touched it since. It was still right there. I was at the Academia earlier to discuss my workload with Nephis. Swung by the old office to have a look around and just happened to cross it. Well, time flies. Look how tiny you are in this picture. Still a kid.
Small.
You look quite young yourself in that one.
True.
Ah, it's this one. I remember that. Lisa took it, didn't she?
Yep. Looks like her work, all right. Who else could have found just the right angle to make me look so unbelievably hideous?
And this one. Looks like we're both dozing off.
Oh, cheeky girl. Taking secret photos of us without our knowledge.
Is there something you'd like to say to me, Professor?
Like what? Like, these are good photos, aren't they? Hey, at moments like this, I hardly know where to begin. I can't pretend I'm a good person. But Moon had every reason to despise me. And well, so do you if you feel the same way.
Don't be ridiculous, you old codger.
Is that not what you wanted me to say?
No.
Oh, I've dreamt of that place many times after leaving the desert. Sometimes I've dreamed that I was doing research with them again. And other times, I dream of the day they saved my life. Oh, it was one of the happiest times of my life. We all learned so much from one another.
Yeah.
You've matured so much over the years, Cyno.
Since you're my professor, I should save you some face by not calling you out on all the non-answers you just gave. So, I will do the right thing and keep my mouth shut.
So true.
Good thinking. Take your own advice next time. Seriously, why bully an old man like me? I thought heroes were supposed to be gracious. Hey, wait, how did I not notice this one earlier?
Lisa strikes again. Just how many did she take?
Look how cute you were when you were little. I remember how well-mannered you were back then, too.
Yeah, and look how serious and professional you used to be.
Oh, I can't compete with you anymore. First you get better than me at the deadpan jokes, and now you're besting me at those little quips too.
So true.
Don't say that. I still have a lot of respect for you.
Yeah.
That's more like
Aww.
it. Hey, what would you say to meeting up with Lisa again sometime?
Yes, I want to see them all reunite.
I like that. Let's find a time and pay her a visit in Mondstadt.
All right, I'll add it to my schedule. Let's go next week. Wait, no. Next week is the tomato growing competition. I have got to beat Zaha Hadid.
That's right.
Or you could find a real hobby, Professor.
What are you talking about? Gardening is a real hobby. We have to bring you back alive to finish the tomato competition.
Time has passed too quickly. The children have all grown up.
Yeah.
But it turns out grown-up kids are no use. When Nephis comes after me, Cyno still can't do anything to protect me. Oh, that boy.
He's standing right next to you.
Great view today. This atmosphere calls for a joke out of left field, to catch the listener unawares.
Was that a fourth wall break? Kinda.
Joke. How do I make this a joke?
That is the joke.
I can't treat my students like kids anymore. I have to admit, Cyno has matured far beyond my expectations.
Oh my gosh.
From now on, I'll just enjoy life as a retired sage.
Yeah, enjoy your retirement.
The future is safe in the hands of the younger generation.
I mean, it sounds like you've been sentenced to doing a few more months of work, but yeah, enjoy life. Definitely everything's in good hands. And now in this present day, people can, and the academia can freely collaborate with the Temple of Silence. So your collaboration with them is bearing fruit. And I'm just glad the way everything's turned out. Because it seems as though everything turned out the best way it could, and that's the way it was always meant to be from the start. So yeah, learned a little bit more about Cyno. Cyno learned a little bit more about Cyno. Learning about him with his dynamics with Cyrus, his professor, and all of his friends. Look at all the friends that came together to help him out when he needed the most. Especially Tighnari. Tighnari really pulled through and helped out so much. And it sounds as though lots of links to the Temple of Silence, even with Tighnari. But it seems as though, despite everything, it's up to the people of the present to decide what the future is. And I think the people of the past are okay with that. So yeah, great to see everybody again. It's so nice to see our Sumeru friends again. Nice to get one more Sumeru friend that's going to be joining us soon. So yeah, super looking forward to that. Yeah, just good vibes all around. Nice to check in. It's good to see Kala is doing well. So she's more and more grown up every time we meet with her. She's made so much progress. I mean, last time we met and she was still sort of like learning with them. Learning more basic things because, you know, she had to catch up on a lot of the... because she didn't get to go to school before when she was younger, so she was learning how to read. And now she gets to help out, you know, the academia and the sages. Because she's a hard worker and she has big dreams. And I'm just really happy to see her. Good to know Cyno and Tighnari are still taking good care of her. And good to see everybody's just, you know, taking care of each other. Alright, well, with that, if Cyno was on the banner right now, High Wanderer, I would pull for him. And I was kind of surprised they didn't bring him back for this. Maybe next time. As you can see, I'm stocking up on the Primogems, and I'm not necessarily saving for anyone in particular, so who knows. Maybe we'll pull for him next. But with that, I think we have a very satisfying story here. So I will leave it there. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye, everyone.